All right. Having a bit of technical difficulties there. Jesus Christ, I was certain so. I believe. I hope somebody could come in soon so they could let me know if my audio is okay. Let me check this stuff. All right, so I having some technical difficulties. Y'all can hear me still? Let Okay. I hope it got good. All right. Oh, all right. Hopefully it stays this time. Sino, I send your next invite. So check that there. So let's try this again, folks. Take two. Welcome. Well, actually, take three. Welcome back to Drinks with the Fellas. We have some interesting topics for all you this week. Excuse me, sweating profusely. Is a bit humid and hot up in this place. Excuse me, sweating profusely. Is a bit humid and hot up in this place.
Good day, sir.
Why that play back? So you played it back on YouTube?
Yeah, I was playing it back on YouTube. Forget to mute it.
Okay. Okay, answer. How goes it?
Well, go on, sir. I'm good. Exhausted, but
But
we still here. We still
it's
here.
been a long week.
It's been a long few weeks actually, but
Yeah, I mean,
one day at a time. One day at a time.
is that?
But
But I don't know.
I
I
got
don't
my
know.
fireball back.
By you and that garbage. Um, I yeah. So I don't know what was our co-signing people in the first take. We going to be showing like videos and stuff like that to like introducing the topics. Um, please excuse us for the first few weeks while we get around the whole fact that it looking like a screenshot. Because it is. They are. I legit tried to edit the videos before we came on so it could look a little bit more professional, but it didn't work. For some reason
Hey man,
StreamYard it did
it's
not
something.
it did not think
It's
with us.
something.
So we got something, but it's not
It's
as
something.
professionally done as I would have wanted it to. So please excuse us with that. I shall find a workaround with that eventually. But for the first few weeks, this is what we get. This is what we dealing with. Um so yeah, what you want to go into first by sign?
Let's talk about Morgan Freeman, man. Man, you know
Yo,
what? First, let me ask you. You good? How you doing, man?
I life. Could be worse.
Cool.
How are you doing?
I'm pretty. I good.
I'm pretty
You
sure I
know.
know where you're going with this, but I thought you'd take a little bit longer to bring this one up.
Oh no, no, you actually what we're gonna go into for that is what I said I want to open up with that, cause that shit, whether it's fake or real news, that
it,
shit
it's
is
fake. It
fucking
obviously fake.
hilarious, dog. That is hilarious, yo.
I
If that was to be real, listen, I wanted his voice. Listen, I want context. Okay, you have a screenshot?
no, this one no.
All right, well, listen, we don't need a screenshot. Listen, some hunky dory sources saying that Morgan Freeman is supposedly going to be narrating like be a voice narrator for opening scenes apparently for Pornhub videos. That would be
I
awesome.
how sir how
That would be
please explain
awesome, dog.
please
Because
explain.
now you gave me a reason, even though I don't use Pornhub. Side note, you gave me a reason to actually see the storyline. We
But
don't fuck with the storyline,
but he's not
dog.
narrating the fucking porn. He's just doing the opening. What does that even mean? Does that mean he's saying the opening? He's narrating the opening credits? Does it mean
Once
he's giving
upon
the
a
plot
time.
line of the story? Does it mean
Once
he
upon
actually
a
like is
time.
he doing ad libs like the Migos them?
This
Like
plumber
what is going on?
came in, is coming in to fix the plumbing. Little does he know.
It's fucking ridiculous.
Yo,
There's no way. There's no
yo,
fucking way.
that would be lit. That would be lit.
How? I don't.
Obviously, it's cock sources. Listen, the lit part about it is how outrageous it is. That's a lit part about it. The lit part about it is that it's not true.
But yo, some people has actually watch porn for the plot though. Don't get it twisted. Some people actually watch it for the story. Like, yes. How did she get stuck in the laundry? How did she get stuck in the laundry machine?
Okay, no cap, no cap, no cap. I was actually like I not like thoroughly watched, but I skip through. It's like, how the fuck you? Oh, that's how. Okay, so how he going to? Okay, okay, okay. Oh, now
some
we're here now. All right, cool. We
some
good
people some people actually
now.
want some people actually want to see how the dick goes in the mouth or what's the context of the dick going in the mouth, not just dick in the mouth. You know.
Yeah, because sometimes it adds on to whatever.
But that's my shit. Even with all of that being said, why would you want to hear Morgan Freeman as a fella? Why would you want to hear not a next fella narrating what the fuck it is you seeing? Or
No, no, no,
let me more
no, no,
real.
no, no. You see, let me get this straight. What I would do is I would just like honestly, what I would do, I would basically just like go on it to hear it and then not fuck with it again. That's what I would do. Just for me to see, just for me to see, y'all really do that for real? Check it out, and then just dip.
I wouldn't even be able to entertain that nonsense. Cause that's what it is. Pure fucking nonsense. But that has to be fake. I don't see Morgan Freeman fucking up his brand
Listen, I want Morgan
by doing
Freeman to
something like
be
that.
the voice of. I want Morgan Freeman to be the voice of Siri.
But I don't think they don't have Apple. That would be a lie.
That would be sick, or at least the GPS voice.
I was gonna say, but Apple don't got the money to pay Morgan Freeman like that, but they do. They
Man,
definitely. If there's any company, $1 trillion company, yeah, Apple
exactly.
got the money for that.
Apple
Um,
got a product. The pockets for that.
I don't. I maybe that I would more think in the porn one. I definitely ain't done with that idea. I
I
I definitely not done with that.
that would be super lit though. Just for like
No.
the first, I will go on, hear it, or is no, 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 I got a glitch. Come back off, go back on here again. Is that how you do that for real? And then go about my business.
You odd, sir. But I mean, to each their own. To each
Uh,
definitely their own. Um,
uh,
yeah, I think more so about this. I have none more. I got nothing more to say about fucking Morgan
I got
Freeman.
nothing. I got nothing, dog. That shit
All
is
right,
just
what?
that. Yeah.
I assume you want to save the one that trigger you, the topic that trigger you before the shots. So we gonna save that towards the end.
Yeah, yeah, yeah. Speaking of shots, shalom.
All right. Um. Yo, for I never even think about that. You see what Charlie put the comment Charlie
Oh,
put the voice of God narrated
God
sex
name.
scenes. Yo, I didn't know.
Oh, wow.
Yo, you sitting and God just watching that.
Yo,
I didn't think
that
about
got
it
me.
like that.
That got me fucked
What
up.
going on, Freeline? Well, that was a good one by Charlie. I didn't
That
think
one got
about
me
that
fucked up.
one.
I did
That was
not
even
think
more
of
disturbing.
that one. Got me fucked up.
Whoa, that one catch me off guard. Yeah, that was a little bit more disturbing than just Morgan.
Wow. Nigga.
Whoa, that was funny. That was even more of a reason for me not to do shit like that. All right. So we going. Well, no, we gonna save that one for because that one kind of has to do with the thing you was talking about. All right. So actually, we could go into
So,
this next one.
okay.
I believe it's episode 67 or 66. We had talked about the whole gunplay, Rick Ross and DJ Envy situation, right? When there was supposed to be a car,
Mhm.
DJ Envy had a car show, Rick Ross had a car show. It was supposed to be them going back and forth about car shows, but then families got involved, gunplay. Excuse me. DJ Envy started saying shit about talking to Rick Ross, of course. If you's a boss and your partner got GoFundMe, there's no if you're such a big boss and you got all this money come stuff like that, your partner shouldn't have a GoFundMe. Cool. All that happened, said and done, whatnot, whatnot. Now, it seems that throughout that whole situation, Gunplay went and get Rick Ross a big chain and a pendant resembling his brand, right?
In bed. Weird.
I will give out a context. After that video now, it seems that a lot of people went back. Some of the people who went and contributed to the GoFundMe asked for a
They're asking
refund.
for a refund.
Now I'm gonna play the clips and then we're going to get into opinions. I hope I play the
Six
right.
people watching.
Get you something, man, as an appreciation, my brother.
My dog for life.
You know what I'm saying? Just for everything, man. Just for being a boss. And just, okay, let me get this all set up. Alright. So, come on now. All right. So, I got animal shelter as my vibe, you know what I'm saying?
Believe that.
So we're gonna go ahead on and rock the wood line out like that.
Animal shelter, you already know what it is.
All right. So that was the first video. Now, I believe this is the second one.
Every single one of you assholes and
Richard
that went to GoFundMe and donated and went and get a motherfucking refund, you never gave it with your heart. You a piece of shit.
Oh God.
You'll die that way.
Richard.
For real.
I didn't even know you could do refunds on GoFundMe. That's
But
crazy.
in 90 days, people that see me give my brother a gift, they automatically want to say that I bought that with GoFundMe money. Had to pay that back. So now, if you really want to be for real, my if a nigga spunked out on the chain, how the they got it right back instantly
Right.
with no pressure.
Right.
If that's what you want your back, here, take it.
Right.
So all you niggas and ass out there, you. You never gave it from your heart, and you gonna die a piece of shit.
Wow.
It was literally everything. Like after we went out to eat,
Everything a nigga do
we filled the
was
tank. It's
GoFundMe money.
That's crazy.
$30,000 from $50,000 on GoFundMe. Don't even pay somebody's rent entire year.
From the 30, guess how much we really get?
How much?
15.
Dang, they take half of it?
After MD said what he said, we had trolls go to GoFundMe and try to
Right.
report the GoFundMe page.
Right.
And I had to actually print out every itemized bill to show that the money went to my daughter.
Every single one of you.
All right. So there's kind of a lot to unpack there. I guess I wanted to ask this question first.
Mm-hmm.
Do y'all feel, or let me ask Sino and everybody else in the chat, do y'all feel Gunplay has a right to be upset? Is my first question.
Yes and no.
Okay, explain yes.
I saying yes because he's doing a good gesture. He's making a gesture towards somebody that he value, somebody that was there for him when he homeboys. So he don't have to tell people how he flipped his money and what other means of income that he have that could buy Rick Ross that chain. You don't have to. I understand that you donated to my GoFundMe. However, I don't have to explain my finances to you after you donated. However, on the flip side, this is what I say no. Of course, if the people, like I said, you don't have to explain yourself. You understand? But if people do donate, of course, if they see you buy somebody else an expensive chain, they're going to wonder why you spend this GoFundMe money on that chain or what. You understand? So what I feel he should have done, I feel like he should have just like instead of saying to these people that they're full of shit, y'all never really cared, none y'all never donated the money for out of the goodness of your heart. I feel like he should just basically just say straight up, I did not use the GoFundMe money for this chain. Just provide reassurance to the people that give you the fucking money. These rappers like to go all rah rah. These rappers have some big ass personalities and fucked up egos, dog. Like
A lot of them
seriously.
sensitive.
But yeah,
Let me catch up Lumber a little bit there. What going on, Lumber?
Under the fucking sawdust, dog. Anyhow, and it hot. Hot.
But even up here, you see I look at a little
Feel like
extra
Elvis,
shiny.
man.
oh my
Feel like
god, we're doing this. Oh my god, we're doing this. We are doing
Stop
this.
me saying it. Yo, stop. He didn't defend himself.
We
But
are doing this.
like we was no, okay, so you had come in right after we had ended up playing the videos. But I know if you actually had get to see it from the chats as well.
Yeah, I saw some of
Go
them. Which one I was
okay.
covering?
So remember last week or the last episode we had kind of went into the whole situation with Gunplay and DJ Envy and Rick Ross and the whole feud there with the car
Yeah,
shows and shit. Okay.
yeah.
Well, it seems that Gunplay had put out a video showing that he was given a chain and a pendant from his record label or clothes, his company to Rick Ross. Diamond studded, blinged out everything.
Yeah.
After that video was shown, a lot of people who donated to the GoFundMe went and asked for a refund because months ago him and his wife had put up a GoFundMe to help the daughter because the daughter was sick. Now homeboy went on a podcast now and was cussing the shit out of everybody and calling everybody who asked for a refund, calling them a piece of shit because that means that they didn't give what they had. So now what Sino was there saying was that he understand. My first question was, because I feel like we got a lot to unpack in this shit. My first question was, does Gunplay have a right to be upset? And when you come in,
No.
Sino was explaining yes or no situation. Sino yes part was, correct me if I'm wrong, Sino, he was saying that once you get the money, you don't have to explain to nobody you have to explain nobody your finances, period.
Like you don't have to go and like understand something. People's finances are very sensitive and private. That's private situations. That's private information. I don't feel like you have to go out there and explain your finances or how you go about your finances on the internet.
And then explain quickly, then recap quickly what you was saying. Yeah,
And then I was saying at the same time, however, you cannot be surprised if after people donate money to you, you go and buy a chain for Rick Ross, and then you can't be surprised at the blowbacks if people donated money. You understand? If they donated money for a specific cause, they did it of the goodness of their heart. But if they have this impression that is not from the goodness side, if they get if they get this impression that what they donated from the goodness that they had is going towards something that they didn't think that it would go towards, of course, people are going to have this conception that like you play me. You understand? Like you asked me for money to finance a chain for your boy. You understand? So that's why I say yes, he have the right to be upset because you know I cannot I shouldn't explain my finances to you on the world web just so. But at the same time, you gotta be prepared for the blowback because you're gonna have to explain yourself. But you can't explain yourself as if they're not supposed to react the way how they react. That's all right.
I know if Lumber Connection catching itself over, but
I never know. I never know. Yeah, he
oh,
got.
there
Yeah,
you
he
go.
got.
All right,
Yeah, he looked like he
I
was getting
see.
fucked up just now, dog.
I see. Yeah, but he was cussing his device there, self.
Yeah, he was going at it. So
But while this man come back, I see what you're saying, right? But here is where I'm going to push back to your no opinion. While I agree that yes, finances are a personal something as a sensitive something, but why you have to go and post that online?
it's a
You
good
could have
question.
given him the chain and not
Privately,
post it online. You could have given him
yeah,
the
you want applause.
appreciation and not make it a spectacle and not record it and all that kind of shit. So whatever I feel like whatever backlash he
You
get
gotta deal with that.
is
You gotta deal
warranted
with that.
because
Yeah, you gotta deal with that.
I would feel I sorry if I give you money, especially for a sensitive situation like that. Your child, your newborn child, had a heart defect or had a complication, regardless of what it is. Your child had a complication, and y'all say like, okay, bye. At least my logic, somebody could correct me if I'm wrong or if they think otherwise. If you do GoFundMe, that means you do not have the funds for whatever it is you put the GoFundMe for, right?
Right.
They're saying that they got the GoFundMe was like 30,000. I
Uh
know
huh.
that chain. I know that chain had to have cost some between something like 5 and 15. Chain and pendant.
Yeah.
Why you have a GoFundMe for if you have the funds available to do shit like that? You can't blame people for getting. You can't blame people for being upset or feeling like you scam them if that's the shit you do it and in public on
Yeah.
IG.
Yeah. Yo, you understand some of these are entertainers and they feel as if every single aspect of their life needs to be put on display for entertainment.
No, and then for him to have the audacity to say that whoever gave and asked for a refund, they didn't give what they had. No, those
You,
people who feel that okay, let me put it out this way. Those people who felt that way could also say, yeah, you didn't put up the GoFundMe with the goodness of your heart either.
yeah,
Or at
because
least I can definitely see that argument.
the question is, do you think that after he got the money for the GoFundMe, that he should have gave an update on the situation that they gave the GoFundMe money for? You think
Mm,
that would have changed
yeah,
anything?
yeah. Well, no. Ah,
I think it
goes
would
back
change
to
it. I
what you
think it would
say.
change the whole thing.
Goes back to what you were saying in the beginning. No, I would say no because on one hand, once you give the money, like there's no rule or stipulation that says I have to use it for exactly that. That's what's morally right and that's what's ethically right. But that nobody there's no rule or anything that's saying that. Yes, because you
Hmm.
asking, you practically crowdfunding, you crowdsourcing. So anybody
Yeah,
that giving money has the right to at least know
To
where the
know
fuck
where the
that
money
money
going.
going. So at the end
Yeah.
of the, I don't remember at the end of the clip, homie was like, yeah, she had to print out exactly what the bills was and where the money went to. I was like, yeah, as you fucking should. Especially if you
Yeah.
don't have the audacity to ask the public, people who are a lot poorer than you, for money like that. I think Lumbo still having technical teeth.
Hey, yo, Loma, do me a favor, right? Don't pitch the phone.
Yeah, don't
Okay.
pitch it, cause you got nothing no more.
So,
No,
yeah, he fi-
don't pitch, don't pitch it. But
Yo,
why did
this
they
man
still
got problems, dog.
why did they still give your 2 cents
Hey,
on what you hear so far?
12 viewers, 12 viewers, 12 viewers.
Hey, more than that,
Clap
but
it up, clap.
anyway, give your take, sir.
I hear me good, right? No funny noises and then thing.
I heard a dog. That's all
Yo,
I heard.
it's hot. The fuck?
Yeah, dog, yeah.
Oh God, and he's
I see the thing is, it hot.
he said, yeah. The man gonna pitch the phone. He gonna pitch it.
The man go fuck up that phone
Maybe-
and dog. He gonna find a
maybe-
router, right? He going to find a router and he going to fucking knee.
I gonna
that-
remove
he
him from the
fucking
he in the
smash that
studios.
against
He in the studio still. So when I
He
see
going
it,
to
it's
fuck.
catches.
He going to fucking. He gonna ram that fucking router
That's
against
the
him in the
internet
cap and
catch
break it.
itself. When I see internet catch
He's
itself a
going to
bit,
break that fucking thing, dog.
Aye.
He's going to break that fuck, dog.
What going on, GZ? Thunder Lion Gaming. Don't forget to check GZ out on Twitch. Is Twitch you streaming, GZ? You could put it in the chat, give the people your platform and shit at that one time. But yeah, I don't know. To me, if you're gonna have something public like that and ask public for money, the public has a right to either feel away or ask for receipts to what you do with that money. That's how I feel. And the man has no right to, at least again, I personally feel the man has no right to say that the people who asked for refund didn't give with the goodness of their heart.
I agree.
That's bullshit. That's complete bullshit. Complete bullshit. Especially because I know people, I'm pretty sure people who gave money are fans and have less money than Gunplay and his people. Nah, I ain't cool with that one, sir. Okay, quick before we go again.
I heard you, right? I heard you.
Jesus
You
Christ,
hear
it
some
sounded like
static there,
fucking
though.
Megatron, though.
They got some static there, and I'm like, it's mango.
I don't even know what's going on.
No, my bro, you can't.
Something.
You gotta go and come
The
again.
man-
You gotta go and come again. We can't deal with that.
The man go pick up something like Mr. K. And
Oh God,
aye. The
man.
man pick up something just now. Watch you see.
Boy. The comments, though.
And the quality on YouTube is top notch. Never knew Lumber was rocking Saturday.
Yo, let me not laugh because I ain't far from there either. Let me stop. Oh, okay. I don't know shit. I wasn't even. Yeah, okay, so Charlie basically on the same lines as us when it comes to the topic. Yeah, I think we could more or less go on the next one. I know if, unless anybody else have anything specific or any opinions they wanted to give on this one. In the meantime, we had 12 people watching the live. We appreciate all you. Really and truly, we appreciate all you coming through. We know that is a little bit different. A little different platform than IG. But this is how we're doing it for now. So don't forget to like, share, and subscribe this video and the channel in general. The more people we have here, y'all know how it is from the IG vibes. the more stupidness and the more viewpoints and
Yeah. So if
topics.
y'all want to continue to support, please like, subscribe, share. Tell
Yes.
all your
Oh,
friends that you think need to be part of these conversations.
I also want to say we also had 50 views on the first one. So I want to thank everybody that watched the video and shared it and whatnot. We really appreciate it. We starting off small again. 50 views for having 32 subscribers. For us is a big something. We really appreciate it. And yeah, hopefully y'all going to be along with us for the journey to see how far we reach, whether it be 100 subscribers, 1,000 subscribers, 100,000, a million. You never know. But in the meantime, between time, we just like to say thank you, y'all. We really do appreciate it. And I think we could go for the next topic. What are we going for? Oh, yeah. All right. So before I play this video, right, I want to give this topic a little bit of context to this topic. I personally brought this one up because I find it's funny and it's funny how there's a clear distinction between friendships between different races.
Oh God, you're going there.
Like white people friendships are completely different. Like it's specific, right? It's specific. White boy friendships is completely different to black people friendships.
Why?
Look, the shit them man would do to and with each other
For each other?
for each other is quite questionable as well. We're gonna try to give you a bit of a context of what we talking about. Check this.
First threesome, and it was with my best friend. We were there. It was after this show in Chicago, and there's this lovely lady. I'm chatting to her one. I'm like, oh, this is great. I go to the toilet, come back. He's chatting to her, and then she goes off. I said, "Will you just fucking leave her to me now, will you?" And he was like, "Whichever, fuck off, will you?" And I said to her, "Look, we were talking there now. We were thinking, sure, look, maybe we'd both shag you. I don't know if that would kind of float your boat or what." And she was like, "Yeah, sure." I was like, fucking God bless America, you know. We had to have a thing where I was just like, listen now, fucking Jimmy, for fuck's sake now, if we're going to be doing this, let's not be putting anything up each... Adam, come back! I'm on top, and I was just riding, and she just turned to him, and she just goes, like, you put it in my bum. That's a cruel task to give a man. You know, in that position, there's no lube around, and it's a moving target. So he goes back, and he just says, do you know what? Again? And I was like, that's not. So she was on top, like, of me, and I was like, oh, you know, happy as Larry, you know what I mean? Like a pig in shit. And next thing, my dick goes out, and then it gets put back in, right? Her hands didn't move, but because then it happened again, and I was like, that's not.
He did it twice.
Yeah, and the second time, I was like that, it came into my head, like, that's not, Jesus, like, that's the hand of a sinner, you know, like that.
Yo, okay, wait. First, before we go into it, right? I got to go over a few things. First of all, this was from trying to get Have a Word podcast. Let me shout them out since we're using some of them some of their content. Feel free to go and check them out. I personally have never watched them, but this one story was hella fucking funny. That's one. Two, unfortunately I couldn't play the whole clip because the file was too big for StreamYard for what we're using it. So that's why you see, like, throughout the video you see it moving to different places. No. For those of y'all who might have came in late and not seen the story, right, and not seen the video. To wrap it up, Homeboy was saying that he had a threesome. His first threesome was with his best friend. At one point, his dick came out the home girl, and his boy put it back in. No, say no. You have a few best friends.
You know what's so weird? Right? You know what's so weird, right? It's like we can't even say pause.
Yeah. No,
We
This is
can't
why I
even
bring.
say
This is why I had
pause with
said.
this one because not even.
This is why I had said in the first place. White people and black people got different types and different views of friendship. There's nobody I am friends with that would find this okay, or that I would find to do this, or that it would be okay to do this with. But I know a lot of white people that would be like, yeah, I do that. Like I know people that would do this shit. So now my question is it because we've been brought up to be hyper homophobic as not only black men but as black Caribbean men? Or is it that these man them have been brought up to be extremely too close to each other? That's my first question.
You gotta understand, like white people made up the phrase bro code. Like bro to them is really far
Yeah,
beyond a friendship that we know as friendship.
yeah,
You understand? Their level of friendship and their level of comfort amongst each other far exceeds.
yep, yep. It's
So
true.
it's like so it's like
But
what
then
we would
that
deem
still
to
goes to
be
the
a little
question.
sus,
Mm.
what we deem to be sus, to them it's just like, yeah, so what? That's my boy, that's my guy, that's my bro. You know, for them it's just that's my bro. I'm sorry,
I
I'm
but
not that level of
and
comfort with nobody.
if I'm not mistaken, the Caucasians have also coined the term bromance.
Yeah, yeah.
So I okay. Somebody was asking what was the name of the podcast. Dean, the name is Have a Word Podcast. You could go check them out on IG. I get this clip from their part from their clips from IG itself. Go check it out. Like you can check the whole thing. It's a funny story. But I and that this is the other thing. I know as even as black men from the Caribbean, we've had situations where we maybe was in the same situation, but would have never have thought to done the same thing as
Yo,
homeboy
I'm gonna lie
friend.
to you. I'm not gonna lie to you. In the Caribbean, if your homeboy do that, you gonna stop. Be man in the
That
Caribbean
but
gonna
you see,
stop
but
everything.
that's
We're
but
not
you see the thing is
proceeding with this activity, dog.
like Thunder Lion Gaming has said there, women was taught to cross, was taught and raised to never cross swords. And that also means touching, looking, anything in your direction, hold it over there. You have your section in your corner, you do your section, you do your thing over there. I don't need to see nothing like that. But these, but what, okay, here's the next question. Would you consider that a better friendship?
I'm not gonna lie. Mm,
Because
I w-
let's legit try to be as mature as possible and take out the suspect part of it, right? Is that not
mhm.
really being there for your boy?
Oh my yo.
Yo, what?
Sometimes I need to handle situations solo. You understand? Like if you, I don't need you to be there for me all the time. Not all the time. Sometimes certain situations, I gotta wipe some sweat off.
Yo, I understand now. You see, I hear dabbing
Listen,
myself.
listen. Look. I gotta keep it pimping. Let me just pour my shit because this is a
Yo,
lot. Listen, look. I just saying now. Look. Let me just pat myself. Look, right. I gotta keep it pimping. Listen,
I don't know.
some
I
certain
just say,
situations gotta get done dolo. You understand? I don't need help with that. I know where to find the hole. You
yo,
understand? Give me the
wait.
chance. Give
You
me the
know what?
chance.
Ali, first, big up yourself. Big up yourself. I need you to click that link for me, please, and join this I need you to click that link for me, please, and
I
join in on
I
this conversation.
I telling
I have
you,
a question
me
for you,
Ali
Ali.
gonna be on the same fucking page. For those who
I
don't
need.
know that's in this life, Ali is my best friend. Me and Ali have been best friend. I know Ali since I 12.
That's why.
Me Ali
Wait,
been best friends since I was 16 years old. I am currently 33.
I think Ali
Me and
come your way.
Ali throughout all the years.
I
I've
think
never achieved this level of comfort around each other, dog.
I think Ali coming late, so I don't think he see the video. So don't give
You
me no
understand?
context yet. I want him come in and then
Man.
I ask him the question.
Yo, I
Ali,
know
I
where
need
Ali
you to
gonna
click.
stand, dog.
I need you to
I
click
know
that
where
link for
Ali
me.
I know where Ali gonna stand.
Go on so hey, the man do it. The man. What going on, sir?
Okay, Nanji, we need
Okay,
a
wait.
this is
I
a
got
minute.
no. Did you hear the beginning context of this topic?
Nope. I just come
Okay,
in. I was
that's
on the
great.
Play.
That's
100%.
great.
Good, play.
That's great.
You don't get your reaction now.
Now, let's say, right? Picture the scenario.
No. I want you to play the video. I really want you to play
No. That's too much.
the
Too much.
video.
No. That's too much. Picture this
I don't
scenario,
want
right?
you know why I don't want you to create the context because you're
What?
using me and Ali in context
Yeah,
while we present in the
yes.
Nah,
Yeah.
that
No,
shit
I
way
want.
up.
I want to get
Go
his
ahead.
raw reaction.
ahead.
I want to get his raw reaction.
Go ahead.
If we play the video, it will be too much. Now,
You
let's say,
gonna
right?
make me take another shot. You gonna make me take another shot.
You and Sino get a gig. Sino get a gig to go do videos for let's say Marshall in Notting Hill. No, let's say Kess. Something more believable. Kess for Notting Hill. Sino come and tell you, yo, by Ali, by the man giving me an extra ticket, come through with me.
Another shot. I'm not
Cool.
playing.
Both are you gone now? Are you chilling and whatnot? All of a sudden, both are you see this one chick. Both are you talking to her? She look at she vibing. At one point, he was like, yo, let me cut to the chase. You want both of us to go home with you? Yes or no? Home girl say, yeah. She down with it. So now, home girl on top of Sino. Right in Sino and thing. Sino 2 will slip out. Would you hold Sino 2 and put it back in? Do you have your brother's back like that? That you willing to
First
put it
of
back
all,
in?
I would never agree to be in that situation in the first
Speak.
place.
Thank you.
Oh God, I died.
We here.
Oh God.
So, what?
Listen.
Okay,
You
okay.
lost Ali.
No.
You lost Ali at the idea of a threesome.
No, I gonna play the video again. For those of y'all that might have came in late.
You got me dabbing, dog. You got me dabbing here.
For those of y'all
I try and keep
late.
it dog.
Keep in mind, I couldn't put the whole clip, so that's why you see me fast forward and scrumming through it. Here's the clip again.
I really try and keep it pimping.
First threesome, and it was with my best friend. We were there. It was after the show in Chicago, and there's this lovely lady. I'm chatting to one. I'm like, oh, this is great. I go to Tile, come back. He's chatting to her, and then she goes off. I said, "Will you just fucking leave her to me now, will you?" And he was like, "Whichever, fuck off, will you?" And I said to her, "Look, we were talking there now. We were thinking, sure, look, maybe we'd both shag you. I don't know if that would." Kind of float your boat or what. And she was like, yeah, sure. I was like, fucking God bless America, you know. We had to have a thing where I was just like, listen now, fucking Jimmy, for fuck's sake now, if we're going to be doing this, let's not be putting Anton up each... Adam, come back! I'm on top and I was just riding and she just turned to him and she just goes, like, you put it in my bum. That's a cruel task to give a man. You know, in that position, there's no lube around and it's a moving target. So he goes back and he just says, do you know what? Again, and I was like, that's not. So she was on top like of me and I was like, oh, you know, happy as Larry, you know what I mean, like a pig in shit. And next thing, my dick goes out and then it gets put back in, right? Her hands didn't move, but because then it happened again and I was like, that's not.
He did it twice.
Yeah, and the second time I was like that. It came into my head like that's not Jesus. Like that's the hand of a sinner. You know, like that.
He didn't even
gone.
stay for the light of my God.
Ali gone. Ali gone. Ali gone.
Yo, but see, now this is my next question. Because you had said something there that I feel like that make a lot of sense too. If that had to happen within the black community or amongst black fellas, the situation would stop. The action would stop.
I'll pause completely.
And questions would be asked like, big man, you just touched my tool like that?
Yeah. Yes.
But then my question is that not being too insecure and not going along with the action? Is not going along with the action and just going with it better?
No. It's not a display of insecurity if you are exceeding and are you exceeding my level of comfort, dog? You understand? You're not gonna play the homophobic card, the insecurities. No, you are fucking with my comfort level. Okay, what I gotta do? Make up a safe word. What I gotta do? Call pineapples. Pineapples. Don't know pineapple.
Oh.
No.
Yo, the man was just
No,
being. The
dog.
man was legit having your back. The man was there for you in your time of need.
I don't need that type of help. I don't need that type of help. I don't need that type of help. We don't need that type of help because Ali is damn. You could damn well believe that Ali knows that I am not going to be there for you.
Oh
Ali
my
does not need
God.
help. Ali does not need help. You are both grown, man.
Yo, I gonna be real, right? I gonna be real with you. Growing up with white people, like extensively growing up with white people, I believe the black community, we missing out a lot of key friendship opportunities because we just, not as open.
I'm not going to lie. I'm not going to lie. The one thing I will say is this: that there's certain things that we think about, things that we consider,
Oh God,
and certain ways that we feel like we gotta move a certain image that we as black people need to uphold. That there's a level of don't give a fuck that
with white people, right?
something with white people that's to be almost envious of, you understand? And those are one of the things that go along with that little area of don't give a fuck that they live in, where they don't give a fuck to the point where this is just like, I don't give a fuck what any other society have to say about this. I know how I roll. I know what kind of dynamics this friendship, has. It's something to admire, honestly speaking. However, I would that little fuck to give right there. That little fuck to give right there. I'll never give that fuck. You understand?
but like
I
like
never
this,
give that fuck. That.
like the girls them to say, if you comfortable with your sexuality, then any of those jokes or situations shouldn't bother you.
No, but that's exactly the point. You see, that's that word play shit, that reverse psychology shit that woman and other man like it do. You understand? If I am secure in my sexuality, and what you are implying is not within the realm of my security in my sexuality, dog. You understand? I am very secure in my sexuality, meaning I know what and who I like, and it does not come in the form of a male in any form. You understand? So if a man touches my erected shit, you
Yeah, but
understand?
okay. Like we just always say here on this podcast, context is key, right?
Mm-hmm.
He ain't touching your tool with the intention to jack you off or
The
nothing
intentions is not.
gay.
Yeah, but
He,
there's
the man
semantics.
legit the man
You're playing with
legit just
semantics.
the man just
You're
putting
playing with
it.
semantics.
Yo,
You
but
play with semantics,
yo,
dog.
intention counts, dog. Regardless of
No,
what you
no,
say,
no, 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 no,
intention
no.
counts.
Yeah, no, 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 no.
You
You
can't.
understand? That you don't understand, right? There's a conversation we were having a couple weeks ago when you were saying beauty is in the eye of the beholder, and that's pretty cut and dry. And I questioned it, and I come to realize that it's cut and dry. See, that cut and dry shit about context is key. That's not cut and dry. Don't fuck with me, though. You understand? Don't fuck with me on that shit, dog. Context is not fucking key in this situation, dog.
Yo,
I don't
the
care
man
what your
hold it.
intentions is. What you have executed in doing still make me feel a way. I don't care what your reason and intent is. I don't care what your reason and intent is. That's sexual
Yo,
harassment.
but
I don't
even
give a
but
fuck what
okay, but
nobody
wait,
say.
but wait, but wait,
I
but
go, I
wait,
go to, if that ever happened to me, if I ever put in that
but wait.
situation, the next fucking day I go in on Twitter and I type in hashtag me too.
Okay, but let me ask the question. Let me ask the question. You saying the action itself is what you uncomfortable with, right?
Yes.
Well, anyway, I see I was mentioned there. What kind of trying to convince kind of would you support? No, I wouldn't. But I just here playing devil's advocate. I just trying to ask a question.
Yeah, that's right. That's why I'm not letting you go on and proceed with the
I just ask
fuckery,
a
dog.
question. No, based on what you say, right? Based on what you say, is the action still is what made you uncomfortable? But the uncomfortability of the action, does that not stem from the homophobic part of it because it's a man touching you too? Wait, I'm going somewhere with this. Answer this question first. Does that not derive from it?
Yes.
Okay. So now the other half of that equation, cool. Yes, we can all admit that he touching you too. A next man touching you too. But he touching it to insert it into a female. Does that not balance each other out?
Absolutely not. Absolutely not. Absolutely not. I can't believe you actually thought that this question that you asked was going to actually be well executed, dog.
I can't catch myself.
Blasphemy, dog. Blasphemy, dog.
Yo, and to say, oh God.
You know what? I'm going to keep it pimping. You're not going to get me worked up in this. I'm not getting worked up in this. I know what you're doing. This is what you always do. You want to play devil's advocate.
Bombastic side.
Evil ass cunt.
Yo, again, I just asked you the question. If is the greater good not worth more? Wow, look at this fucking toilet paper on my face. Is the greater good not worth it? Is that not the end result? Is it?
You're going to have people out there. Yo, remember we on YouTube, right? Yeah, I just know what he mentioned that, right? Now we on YouTube now. You're going to have people think we homophobic or some shit like that. That's why you're devil's advocate fuckery will get us in problems with the LGBTQ community, you know.
Yo, I just asking some questions. That's all I here to do. And he said, this is what we come to. Yo, for those of y'all who new to Drinks with the Fellas, this is, I basically just ask these questions because I like it's a devil's advocate type something. But I guess no, we're not.
With that being
going
said,
with that.
everybody that just joined, welcome to Drinks with the Fellas. If you like everything that's going on over here, please like, subscribe, and share. Be very hesitant if you want people to come and join this particular type of conversation because I don't condone nor do I enable the fuckery. It's his doing and his doing alone at his own accord. He's a grown ass independent man that is moving on his own. I do not condone this behavior of devil's advocacy.
Oh God. Oh, if only Lumbo was here for these questions. I feel like
Hey man, Lumber would have fucked you up. Lumber would have get us banned on YouTube. Lumber
D&D
would get
said
us
it
banned
may
on
not have
YouTube.
been
Maybe it's
gay
a good thing
intent,
he phone stick.
but D&D said it may not have been gay intent, but it feels gay. But
Yo,
Nikki,
let me tell you something,
come,
right? That would be
Nikki,
that would be the ultimate pause moment. You want to talk about
Nikki, come,
pause?
Nikki or Charlie, are you come on now? I feel like we need to hear a female's perspective on this. How would y'all feel as a woman? Would y'all feel a way about that? Would that turn you? Would that make you be like, okay,
Panama,
what wrong with these two fellas, or would
that
that be a turn on?
not even a Law and Order sound. You know that song when you're playing what the fuck that game?
Oh God,
That adventure
you should
game.
have never said.
It was Splinter Cell. It was Splinter Cell.
You should have never.
All
You
of a
should
sudden,
have never said.
when you fucking bump into when somebody like almost find you, all of a sudden you hear "Vroom." That shit.
You should have
That's
never said
that
so.
shit.
Wait, I
From the
bet.
time that happened, you room.
You all let me stop. I'm going to do some dumb shit. Okay, as in no, but how you mean you would never be in that situation, Nikki? As in you would never do in a situation where it would be two fellas, or like
She would never be in a situation with two fellas. I'm
uh,
pretty sure that's what she said. She would never be put in a. She would never have herself in a situation.
Ali said we're not friends after that. But
I can't
okay, so
exactly disagree. Can't exactly disagree.
if nothing was said before and it does happen, do you just continue and pretend like it doesn't, or do you actually go and address him after?
None of the above. None of the above.
Oh God!
None of the above.
I feel like REA brought it in on her.
You was in that. You spent a little bit too much. You spent a little bit too much time in that school amongst the.
Yo, I ain't gonna lie. I did. It was never a situation like that, but I've definitely seen other situations where it could
Nah,
have
but
went
you
like
see, the
that.
thing is, what I will say this, like honestly speaking, even so, the fact that we reacting the way how we reacting, and with them, they kicking the whole fucking time with no judgment at all. It's something
Yo,
to be
I really wish we had some white boys
respected.
in here. I really wish we. I wish we had some
It's
a little
something to
bit.
be respected. That that level of don't give a fuck that they have, dog.
I ain't gonna lie. I
Something to be
agree.
respected, dog.
I agree. I definitely agree.
Honestly.
And when the man say they don't for you, they don't for you. When white people say they got your back, they
That's
mean it on
something.
a different level.
They got more than that. They got more than your back. They got a lot.
Oh God. Okay. On the sake of us practically being potentially being cancelled off of YouTube, maybe we should switch topics. Oh God. Oh, this is a good one.
Yeah, my level of this. If y'all could tell, can any of the viewers tell? I'm extremely uncomfortable with the way this conversation went. After a
Uncomfortable
while,
for what?
this conversation because the context of how you tell the story to Ali, you inserted me in the equation of that story. Though.
Because all his best friends. The topic was about a man, his best friend having a threesome. I was
Jesus,
just
you know
in the
what?
real world situation.
Like I say, it's warm. I don't know. I'm not. I will keep it pimping.
Oh God! All right, I think we could go to the next one.
Whenever you're ready, my boy. Whenever you're
What?
ready.
What I'd save to the little birdie event or something to bring it. Oh God! My son, you see, that's the thing. Do you bring it up at all, or do you just pretend like it never?
None of the above.
I feel like this is real worse situations that we just.
I wish that shit would be ripped out. That shit would be ripped out of my mental Rolodex
Oh God,
expeditiously.
that's hilarious. Now I had to get my phone in because the next few topics. Actually no. Before we get into more serious ones, because we had a lot of shots this week, right?
No,
Sign up.
we got none. No, we
Wait,
got none.
yeah. Oh, none at all this week.
No, none.
Okay, well then we could think. I was actually asked to ask this question, right? This is a sidebar. I don't even know about this topic. I just curious to hear some people opinions because this is a situation that actually happens a lot. If you with somebody, right, and you decide out of yourself, the person ain't asked for nothing. You decide out of yourself that you're going to get this person a gift. If y'all get in an argument or how to say a miscommunication or whatever the case is, or you vex with each other, does the person who gave the gift have a right to ask for it back or take it back? Is my question. Well, is the question. I was told to ask this because I was told a situation and a scenario where that was the case. Somebody got the significant other something else. They get into an argument and whatnot, and the person was like, "Yo, give me that shit back." Is the person wrong for that? Is my question. Or how are you feel about that situation? I know if there's a lag just on my side or there's something on Sino too. Sino, you hear me? Okay.
I'm thinking
No shit.
because I've never been in that situation specifically. I've given a gift to someone. I've given a gift to someone, and while breaking up, they gave it back. Like as their
Okay, so
own
the
thing,
other
they gave
person
it
gave it
back.
back.
The other person gave it back.
Okay.
I've had situations that this person took the gift that I gave them and broke it.
On purpose?
Yeah.
Damn.
Yeah, very, very, very much on purpose. Very, very much on purpose.
Okay.
Um, no. Do they have a right to take? If I give somebody a gift, and I don't think they have a right.
What?
But I'm gonna say this. I said they don't have a right. But I'm gonna say this. There was a conversation that was happening. I think it was on Joe Budden podcast, right? They asked if you propose to a woman, right? And before y'all actually get married, y'all engaged now, but before you actually get married, y'all break up. Do you have the right to take the ring back? That's essentially the same question then. So it
Mm,
depends on what the purpose of the gift is sometimes.
I can understand that. I can understand that. What? Unless it's an engagement ring, but then it's done. But I guess me personally, I can understand it from both sides because we had somebody say in the comments as well. Actually, Nikki specifically, said in the comments, yeah, once you give it, that's their own. I agree with that as well. I'm under that impression as well. Once I give you something, that's yours. What you choose to do with it, that more says about you than it is for me. But at the same time, I also understand the other side of it. Like, if I cool, if I get you something and we get I definitely petty enough to be say like, yo, give me that shit back. Especially like an engagement ring. Nah, you not keeping that.
Okay, no. See,
Especially
the
when
thing
that
is, for me,
nah.
it depends on the context surrounding the gift, the intentions surrounding the gift,
Ex,
the purpose
ex, ex,
surrounding the gift. If
explain.
the gift I gave you, if the gift I gave you holds a certain amount or a certain level of sentimental value, then I might feel like I want to take it back,
Okay, so
depending on.
you mean more on the point is like, for example, like if we bring the situation like wedding ring, if that was like your grandmother wedding ring,
I take it back. I'm
yeah,
going to
okay,
take it back.
that
It
I
doesn't have to.
understand
It doesn't.
100%.
It doesn't even have to be in my grandmother engagement ring. The engagement ring is for me to give you this ring to symbolize that at some point we are going to get married. If we do not get married, this engagement ring did not serve its purpose. Therefore, I should receive it back. By
Especially
right.
if you get money, if you paid serious money for it.
Exactly. I should. Did this end?
I don't know how I removed myself from the stream. Sorry about that.
I want to know, did this end? Like, what?
Nah, no, family heirlooms and stuff like that. I could
It
agree
honestly speaking,
those
it
need to be
doesn't have to
taken back.
like if it's clothes, jewelry, that like if it's an earring, if it's like something expensive, somebody might feel inclined to take back a car if they gifted you the car. You
Nah,
understand?
I
If
feel
some
I feel with cars and stuff like that, you gotta do like what Quavo do. If I'm mistaken, he bought Sweetie a ride, and when they done, instead of either he took it back, like you had say, or he just gave her the car payments, which I
yeah,
feel is only
yeah,
right.
especially if like it's a lease to own and you have to like pay that car not monthly. That's not bill. That's not my bill now.
Whole lot. Yeah, no.
Whole lot.
The
That's your
whole
bill
lot.
now.
Either you
That's
sell
your
the whole
car.
thing or you continue paying for it.
Exactly. Or you gave the shit back. You
I
understand?
agree.
So, but like,
As
yeah,
you should. Hey, there you go.
it depends on the context and the sentimental value surrounding that gift I give you. If it's
But
just clothes, I'm gonna take clothes back. What the fuck
I
I do with
going I
clothes?
going to I going to also say this. I going to tell because this is why I also told the person that wanted me to bring this up. You should not be giving gifts one for reciprocation, two for appreciation. If you giving a gift, it's supposed to be because either one, you really wanted the person to have whatever it is you got for them, or whatever it is you got for them really reminded you of the person. If you giving a gift to get something reciprocated or to hold that over the person's head later on in the argument or whatever the case is, leave it alone. Save your money, save the headache, save the other person the issue as well. Because that to me that's not what you should be giving a gift for. If it's from the goodness of your heart because you want the other person to be happy and all that kind of stuff, okay, cool. But not to the point where you're going to feel away if they don't talk to you no more and things like that, because you're only fucking up yourself.
I agree. Definitely agree.
So,
Mm.
while I could understand the fact of you wanted to take something back, I still under the impression that it should be you should
I've
give it
never
something.
taken back. I've never asked for a gift back. Nor have I ever taken a gift back that I gifted to somebody. I've never done that before.
I don't think I have either from the top of my head. Nah, a gift, no. Something I borrowed and shit like that, yeah, that's something completely different.
Yeah, of
But
course.
a gift,
Whether or not you break up or not, or follows or not, it's borrowed. I'm supposed to get this back at some point.
yeah, yeah. That
Understand? All you did was speed. All you did was like fast forward the fucking date that was supposed to get it back. All
get
you
it
did
back.
was just speed up the process.
You just expedite.
You just expedited the shit that was supposed to get back.
I agree with that. I agree with that as well. But I don't know. I just wanted to see. Maybe I could ask the ladies in the chat more specifically, like ladies, as like, how do y'all feel about somebody asking for a gift back, or because y'all get in an argument, taking it back, taking whatever they gave you back? How do y'all feel about that? If any of you willing to actually come on and explain your specific viewpoint, I will put the link in the chat now. Feel free to come up and discuss. If not, then we're going to eventually move on to the next topic, because I think we more or less have the same.
We have the same perspective on that.
Yeah, sending me back. I'm sorry. Long story short,
Must send a
you
voice note there, and must send a voice note there in the group chat.
oh, I ain't even
And
get a
I
chance
feel
to.
like Lama just flipping on the fucking personal.
But yeah, just tell him again. Don't match it up. Don't match up your phone. But yeah, long story short, you shouldn't be giving nothing to expect anything back, because at the end of the day, that just fucks yourself up. You fucking nobody else up but yourself. And yeah, I don't know what more we could say about this one, since we more or less agree. Unless anybody else got anything to say. Nikki said, "If they ask, I'll give it back without hesitation. I won't entertain their petty antics." I agree. I agree with that as well. If it had to be the other way around, if somebody had to be asked, if we get in an argument, somebody asks me back for something that they give me, yo, no long talk. You want it? Cool, take it. I was good without it. Um, before I gonna be fine without it after. But you're right. I believe karma gonna be a bitch with us concerned as well. But I ain't even thinking that far. I just don't want that headache. I don't want that whole. Oh yeah, I get you this. Nah. Hold that fuck.
People like doing that shit. People really like doing that shit.
Oh yeah, if it wasn't for me, you wouldn't have this. Oh yeah, I get you this. Oh yeah, really cool. Take it back then. Take it back. Y'all, for those of you who've been watching Jinx for the Fellas for more than a year, you know how petty I could be.
I just you want it back? Cool.
No long talk, no hesitation. All right. I think we could go off to a next one, unless somebody else wanted to say something or log in, but I don't think so. So we're gonna start off with this one before we get into
You know how long we was telling like Nikki. You know how long Nikki we call out Nikki to join. She's never popped up.
I seen that. Yeah, it's been a year and change.
Never popped up.
I definitely agree with that.
I giving it back and removing myself and his manipulative parent behavior as if they're punishing you for not being good, aka a fight.
Don't hey us Nikki. You can't tell us we wrong. We've been telling you to come up and you come up yet. Anyway, we're going to go to the next one, and we're gonna start off with one that's semi not triggering, and then we're going to one that Sino wanted to go into specifically to round up the episode. So, as y'all may know or may not know, this June, the month of June, is supposed to be officially Pride Month. For those of you that also that don't know, Pride Month is where they do extra events and awareness and all that for the LGBTQ plus IA community. By anyway, Nikki, I'll come back to you on that. So yeah, that is June. June is supposed to be Pride Month and all that kind of stuff. So, with that context being said, let me throw out this video first. All right. So, for those you couldn't read it, highly doubt you could read the text. But what was this high school in the States? A teacher decided because it's Pride Month, they're going to take the Pride flag and hang it over the Cuban flag in the high school. As you can see, this didn't go too well with some of the students, some of the Hispanic and Latino students in the school, and they decided to cut down the flag. I'm curious to see what y'all think about this. Is y'all think this is a hate crime? Do y'all, and if it is a hate crime, who is a hate crime against? Because it could be a hate crime. Hate crime. It could be a hate crime against the Cuban people. It could be considered a hate because their flag was covered. Was the flag who was considered covered? Let me not. Yeah. Let me good one. Thunderlion. Let me not say hate crime. Let me see this. Let me say disrespect. The Cuban flag, the Cuban people and the Latinos and the Dominicanos could say that they were disrespected because the flag was put over their flag. But yet, I was also seeing the argument that the LGBTQ plus people, that community, also felt disrespected because the flag was cut down. Now, I'm curious to hear how y'all feel about that. Sino, since you here online with me first, how you feel about it?
It's more disrespectful. Both of them is disrespectful. I'm not gonna argue that one is disrespectful and one isn't. Both of them disrespectful. But if you're going to look at both of them as being disrespectful, you have to look at which disrespect was the first offense.
Okay.
You understand? So,
But then, okay, then maybe then let me give a little bit more context. It seems that a teacher, I don't know if the teacher is part of the community, but it seemed like a teacher was the one who put the LGBTQ flag over the Cuban flag. So one could say the ones from that community didn't do it, so it wasn't necessarily disrespectful from them.
no, it wasn't. If she's not part of that community.
Okay, devil's advocate, let's say she was. One, the actions of one should not necessarily represent the whole community either, no?
Mm-hmm.
So even if she did do it, that's not to say the LGBTQ community disrespects or does not like or has issues with the Cuban.
No, but when you see the thing is like
either.
the thing about a flag, right? That a country or organization's flag, right, holds a lot of weight. It's not just a piece of cloth. You understand? So how you carry on with said flag is almost as if in those actions you're representing what that flag and who that flag and what that community flag stands for. You understand? So if you take it upon yourself to take this flag and cover another country's flag, you have taken it upon yourself to take that piece of cloth that's a representation of that community and you've disrespected another country's flag whether you had intent on representing this community or not with this action, you have you see where context and intentions just get wired. If your intentions were pure, the offense is still disrespectful. We cannot overlook your actions just because, to your perspective, in your opinion, you had pure intentions. You're going to learn. If you
Yeah,
genuinely did not
is a
know,
lesson. Yeah,
you're going to learn. You
you're
understand?
not going to be
If you
defensive about this
you,
situation when people
you
call you
can't be
out. You'll be like,
defensive
"Oh
about it.
shit, okay, I see what you
You got a
mean.
whole
My
lot
bad."
else.
Yeah, yeah.
You
Not
gotta
even to
you
say whole lot L. It's like you said, like you were saying just now. If you had pure intentions of it, you're going to see where people get upset and be like, "Shit, yo, I didn't mean it this way. My bad." And you take it as a lesson. You're gonna not have to do that shit again because, like Ali said in the comment there just now, why they didn't put it next to it or hang it somewhere else? It's a high school. They got enough wall space. Why the flag had to go
I think
over
that's
the pew?
I think that's speculation because we don't know how the school set up. We don't know what that wall. Maybe this was a designated wall where all the flags were supposed to be. This was the plan. All
Yeah,
the flags won't be there and
even
stuff like that.
even so.
Maybe
Okay,
for the
cool.
past few years, the wall was just big enough to have all the flags there to be represented for every country. But then this new pride flag come in. Now they need to find space to put this flag that was not there before. It's all speculation. It could be a bunch of possibilities. We actually just speculating and assuming that there's enough space for them to put the flag somewhere else.
Yeah, then if you're going off of that speculation thing, then you can't. We could also say that her covering the flag is also speculation of disrespect.
No, it's not.
Yeah, yes, it is.
No, it's not.
We
No, not
speculated.
no.
We don't know her
We
intention
we
behind it.
we speculating her intent, but what she did is not under speculation. It's actually there. That's where you separate the intentions and the actions. You understand? Just because a lot of people like to do this. When people do stuff to certain people, when people do stuff that make people feel away, they feel as if they're exempted of accountability because they didn't mean to hurt people. You understand? You still gotta
True.
hold yourself accountable for the outcome of your actions, despite what your intentions
True.
was.
Just because you didn't mean it doesn't mean that it wasn't offensive.
You
Yeah.
understand? Like if you do something that make me feel away, you telling me that you didn't mean to make me feel away is not going to stop me from feeling away. I still feel away because you do something regardless of your intentions.
Mm.
Your intentions, the consequences is still the same no matter what your intent was.
Yeah, but there's also a difference between being, how to say it, you not knowing that it was offensive and taking that information, then being, how to say, like how we just say back home, being wrong and strong.
No, but that's what I was just about to say. There's levels to accountability.
Yeah, also true.
Exactly. Like you could hold yourself accountable for your actions, but if you have ill intent, I can hold you accountable for your actions and your intent. There's levels to accountability, but there is still accountability to be had on this person's behalf.
I don't know. I definitely don't feel. I definitely don't feel. How to say? Like homeboy who cut down the flag was in the wrong. I have no issues with that community at all. I have family members that I love that's part of it. But if I had to see somebody put that over the St. Martin flag, I do the same thing. Why are you covering my flag for? So you mean to say that this community is more important than a St. Martiner in general? Or identifying
No, but you
as
see, the
queer
thing is,
is
this is my
more.
problem. This is my problem. You understand? There's levels to there's community and there's country. You are
Yep.
putting a flag that represents a community over a flag that represents a country with a much vaster history. This is a representative of people, of a whole people. You understand? Bear in mind, even within that flag, that country that you covered, there are people that are part of the LGBTQ community that's part of that people. Now think about what is going on within the community and the country of that people. It was a Cuban flag. The
Mm-hmm.
pride flag was covering the Cuban flag. Now think about the people who live in Cuba that's part of the LGBTQ community. That's what you did. Think about what when people from Cuba see this video, right? And know of people that lives in Cuba that's part
Oh,
of the
okay.
LGBTQ community. Think about the ramifications of these actions and how these consequences are going to affect the people of the LGBTQ community that lives in Cuba.
I was wondering where you was going with it, but okay. You got a point. Cause this more or less is not right. That let me make this clear. It's not right that people would think that way, but seeing an action like this going to make
Yep.
others who's not as educated to think that, oh, so that they think these LGBTQ this community thinks they're better than us Cubans, and
Look,
everything goes
I'm going to say
downhill
this
from
now.
there.
Whether it's Cubans, Spanish, Dominicans,
Da,
Brazilians,
Dominic like Dominicanas or Dominicanos, because if we say Dominicans, that's a different country.
okay, well, people from the DR,
There we go. That is
the
it.
people in the
I know.
DR. You
I had the
understand?
same thing from you, but trust me,
Yeah,
having
yeah, yeah,
Dominicans friends and it like they
yeah,
don't.
yeah, yeah.
It's like people calling us Jamaicans. We don't like it. So let's do the people that proper.
Yeah, we got to be correct about it.
Yeah.
But the thing is, like, people, let's just say the Latin community in a whole. You understand? It's not like they're dumb, and it's not like they don't know better, and it's not like they do know better, and it's not like they're smart. The thing about
Big up Giovanni.
Latin people, the thing about Latin people in the Latin community is that if there's one thing that they are, is they're passionate.
Mm-hmm.
You understand? And
Mm-hmm.
that passion is going to show in either good or a really bad way. You
I
understand?
agree.
And a lot of them might operate based on their impulses from passion. You understand? Yep, the other people is really go hard for their country, for their soil, They're
But
really passionate
and
for it.
I want to highlight a comment that Ali said before. You said as well. But Sana here saying that I don't know why the flag should be put by the country flags. Just hang it on a separate pole or something. It's not a country, it's a community. But that doesn't mean anything in a way that is a nation. I agree.
Exactly.
But as I was saying, there's no need to cover it up with anything else. You could put on a
No,
wall.
but see, this is where
Like
people will start. This is where people will start accusing the LGBTQ community of forcing themselves into circles that I'm not saying that it
don't belong, but
don't belong, but it's just like
yeah, I get what you're saying.
know that know that there's certain ways of representation that you might not fall in, that you don't need to be like. Oh, that's Dahlia.
Okay.
That's Dahlia. Yeah, that's
Oh,
Dahlia.
we're going
Sana is
on. Oh
Dahlia.
shit, we're going on, Dahlia.
Yeah, yeah. So
I was like,
it's like
Sana,
I
who
don't
the
want to
fuck?
see it. Yeah, but so I don't want to make it seem as if what they're fighting for, which is inclusion. I'm not trying to seem as if I am somewhat against
Against.
their inclusion, but in certain ways, it's just like some ways you don't have to force your way into being included in certain things. You understand? Things that don't involve actually things that you don't have to be involved in, or that does not fall within your realm, you do not have to. Now you're literally forcing it now because those are flags of countries, of nations. You understand? But to take your flag that represents a community that should be respected, you understand? They should be respected. That community should be respected. But as much as you want to be respected and included, that does not warrant you to act in certain ways. This teacher that's disrespectful to other nations and countries.
Let me take a pause. You see Nikki comment there? That's why I made the comment I made earlier. What she's saying isn't wrong. She's saying, I can't lie, doing all that really does make it hard to accept their efforts though. Some of them really are doing too much. You see the problem with that statement? No, let me rephrase. What she said there's no falseness in it, at least to me. The issue is though, a lot of people going to take that stance and that standpoint over actions that aren't necessarily meant to be for the whole group. Now let me explain what I mean by that. If someone will understand. Like we had said before, that even let's say even if the person who covered the Cuban flag was from the LGBTQ community, what the actions of one person should not demonize the whole group. We see the same thing about cops. We see the same thing about black people. We see the same thing about any type of group. The actions of one should not dictate the whole. But unfortunately, that is a reality of it. You're going to see one
because
situation
now,
Go ahead.
Because now it's a difference between you representing and being a representation, a proper representation.
Exactly. Because the problem is with the statement, I don't want to say problem. The issue is, well, with the statement and those who make statements like Nikki's, while they come in from understandable points, we also have to keep into perspective and keep in mind that's how white people labeled us as black people.
True.
And
this
it's
is
a
why I have
slip
a
and
lot of sympathy. That's why I have a lot of empathy for the LGBTQ community because the discrimination that they face, we not far removed from that now. We ain't even a century away from where
exactly.
we just had. We're not that far
But
from where that was just a few decades ago.
But that's the thing. And Nikki, sorry if I really trying to word myself properly. I ain't trying to like really call you out or anything like that. What you said isn't to say that it's too far gone or people don't believe it. All I just saying is that those kind of statements is exactly what white people was doing with us. They would see one outlier or one person really acting niggerish and thinking that, yeah, all black people act like that. Or going to put all black people under that same umbrella. And that's an issue. That's a problem. Because that one action, though, that one person does not represent the whole community. Not all black people act that way. Not all black people think that way. You check? So we kind of got to be a little careful.
That's what I say. Like, anytime conversations arise or something that surfaces on the internet, I just always let people know the loudest ones, the ones that get the most views, they do not represent the vast majority of the people that they're talking about or representing.
Yep.
Also you understand? True. We don't because I know people personally. I'm best friends with people that are part of the LGBTQ community. I've danced with people, I've modeled with people, I've hung out with people, I've partied with people that's part of the LGBTQ community. And they are not this extra. Majority of them are not this extra. Majority of them, if they don't, you know how much of them, if they don't tell you that they're part of this community, you
would never know. All they want to do is be left alone and be able to make their own decisions.
They just dog, they didn't even want to be left alone. Dog. They just want to be.
Yeah, okay.
They just want to be.
They just want to be. Yeah, that's a better way of saying
it. You understand, right? Like My dog, they just want to like that. Let me tell you, like, I want people to understand that, like, somebody says something that they put in, they covering a country with a preference. I want people to understand. Being part of the LGBTQ community is not a preference. You understand? They didn't prefer. It's not a choice that they make. I didn't choose to be straight. I just am
Some of them,
straight.
but I get what
I didn't. No, the real ones, the real ones. You understand? Real ones, Panaman.
I don't.
I'm a real heterosexual man. I did not choose to be heterosexual. It's not a choice that I made. I
Real.
just like, I just like the opposite sex. Let me ask you a question. If this was a choice, do you think that people at the right state of mind would choose to deal with this type of bullshit from the general masses that's not part of the LGBTQ community?
You see, if you asked me this question 10 years ago, 5 years ago, even, I would have said no. In this day and age, in 2023,
In the right mind. I specifically said
no,
anybody
even
in the
no,
right
I
mind.
understand what you said. Even in the right mind, in 2023, I'm not gonna say is completely a choice, but I definitely believe, or I am more of the belief that more people choose it than we think. Don't get me
I
wrong.
think people
I also
look.
do.
I think people choose to be part of the LGBTQ community and associate themselves with them. On what level? That has to be questioned. But people who are actually LGBTQ, not a choice.
Okay. Okay. I could see what you're saying with that.
You understand? I,
I could see what you're saying now. But
anybody
you
in the
see,
right mind, it's not a choice
but
for them.
I want go into what Dahlia had said there just now, a comment Dahlia had made there. Cause I find that also quite funny. She said it's just weird that it's normal and allowed, but teacher can't teach prayers or religious stuff because that is considered indoctrination. Meanwhile, all this LGBTQ thing,
This
you have to
indoctrination.
accept it. You have to
Yeah.
be okay with it. You
Yeah.
have to understand it. You have to be
Yo,
all right with it.
listen, I got a whole conspiracy theory about that whole shit, and I'm gonna sound like Dr. Umar Johnson. Swear to God. That ass right. But I ain't gonna
This
go there. I ain't gonna go down. I ain't gonna go too deep
But
down
you
that
see, yeah,
rabbit hole.
that's why I had kind of made the comment I had made there because I was gonna say that whole being accepted thing. I have my own personal views about that, but that's
The
I
thing
gonna
is that
definitely if I thought that was a racist before, I would sound even be even worse now.
look,
So we go hold that one. I don't know. I agree. I think most of us and the comment section at least agree with the sentiment that it shouldn't be forced on nobody. But that also doesn't but that also doesn't mean that we have to disregard how they feel as a community either. The way how you do shit, there is a certain way of doing
I
things.
feel like there's a certain level of consideration that has to be had on both parts
Yeah. Yep.
consistently, dog. You
Yep.
understand?
Yep.
It has to be from both sides consistently. There's a lack of empathy on both sides at one point. The LGBTQ community sometimes lack the empathy for the rest of the world, the way how some of them that want to represent that community and the way how they act, they lack that empathy. They don't consider how everybody is going to receive their bold moves, dog. You
Mm-hmm.
understand? And then by doing so, the people that's not part of the LGBTQ community is feeling just because you not considering how I feel and how I going to represent, how I going to respond to this, I'm gonna respond how the fuck I want. Because I feel like you didn't give a fuck about how I feel and how I going to fucking receive this.
Yep. More or less. I agree with that. If anybody wants to come in and chime in, y'all are free to. I'm going to put the thing on one more time for this section of the show. If y'all want to come in and give y'all opinions, if y'all think what we say is complete bullshit, free to come on as well and challenge that.
Even after, because it's going to be posted after, please leave a comment in the comment
Oh
section
yeah.
below and give us your argument.
In the meantime, yeah. Even if you're watching this back after the live, if you think that what we're saying is bullshit, if you don't agree with us, leave us know in the comment section.
We could
We
chop it
will
up.
get
We
back
could
to
talk
you.
about it. We
If
could
not
talk about it.
if not in the comment section itself, we definitely will address it in the next
We
video.
will address it.
So
We have time. We
yeah,
got time.
and
You
we're not that
understand?
big, so we go see all the comments.
We gonna see that one comment that might be there. You're not gonna be missed. You're
Yeah,
going
no,
you're going to see
we
it.
see everything. We
Yeah,
did listen
you're going
see
to see
everything.
it. You're right there.
All right. With that being said, we 140 into it. I think we could go
This is the
in.
perfect segue, actually.
Oh no, that's why I do this one first. So also, since we here on the whole, it's supposed to be men. Did I say that? Oh yeah, it's supposed to be men's health.
As a tongue, as a mouthful, is a mouthful, is a mouthful.
Yeah, it's supposed to be men's
Men's mental health month.
But it's also Pride Month. We have another video here that we're going to talk about. Let's hope I choose the right video.
But have you noticed how nobody has talked or posted about it? But if it was about women, it would be a whole different story. And I bet you half the men watching this video have never heard of June is Men's Mental Health Month, because I guess it's not as important as Pride Month.
Should we show it one more time? You want to show it one more time? I'm going to show it one more time.
Month. But have you noticed how nobody has talked or posted about it? But if it was about women, it would be a whole different story. And I bet you half the men watching this video have never heard of June is Men's Mental Health Month, because I guess it's not as important as Pride Month.
So, I gonna leave you go into this one, sign up, cause this is your topic.
No, me and this person had a back and forth about this, because I posted this on my story, and after me and this person had our back and forth, we came to a common ground and we agreed on a certain level. We came to a common ground, but where she was coming from initially, I noticed that a lot of
Charlie, we
people
get into that.
a lot of people have. Oh yeah, we gonna get there. A lot of people have the same sentiment. You understand? So basically, she was saying, y'all always playing this victimized role, though. Ain't nobody mentioned that June was men's mental health month. Y'all need to promote that shit like how women market their breast cancer month. So
I'm gonna leave you go first.
go ahead. No, I want to hear what you say. 'Cause I have a lot to unpack.
Alright, let me see if I get next bill first. Oh shit! Oh, I got one more. I going to be 100%. How we say on this podcast. I gonna be real with it. I kind of agree with her. To an extent, yes. Men's mental health in general is not considered a priority. Like the great Chris Rock said, there's only two people or species that get unconditional love is animals and babies. Oh, women as well, sorry. Men's mental health, that isn't a forefront, that isn't a priority. So that one. But even with that being said, if we want it to be, she's right. We have to promote that just as much as anything else we want. I would let me think back before I actually think this statement properly. Because one could definitely argue that women promote Mother's Day and shit like that a lot more. But one could also say that has to do with the corporations. It's a way for people to buy shit. Is a Mother's Day and all that kind of stuff like that. Is more of something for you to eat a thing with your mother, go spend breakfast, or is another consumer day. But I still under the impression that yeah, if we want it to be or if we feel that it's supposed to hold more value, that's up to us to do as well. Yeah, I as much as we say women don't consider men's mental health and all that kind of shit like that, we have to be fair. We don't consider our own mental health either. That's really not, or at least the mental health of each other. Maybe individually we might think of our own, yes, but we definitely don't care. Most of us don't care about the mental health of the other man or the black man for sure.
I call cap.
Got you. Why you say so?
Because me and you specifically care very much about each other's mental health.
Like we've also said on this podcast, me and you are not an example of what is norm. You cannot take what is being the viewpoints that's being shared here by me, you, and Lumber as norm or as average.
Very, very, very good point.
So that don't really don't say nothing. I really don't say nothing for it. Look what Freeline there said. Look how hard man was go for NFL and NBA and sports in general. You telling me they can't go just as hard for Father's Day? Or just as hard for mental health? Yes. One could say there is a trend now for the past 3 to 5 years. There is an uptick when it comes to men talking about it amongst themselves and looking for more recognition. Recognition. Yes, what that could definitely be said. But what we just tell woman G. How you want man to respect you if you don't respect yourself? The same sentiment could be said for with us. And I'm not talking about us specifically. I'm talking about us as men, as a species, as a sex, and as not only as that, as Black Caribbean men. It's the same shit. Because amongst ourselves, we might be cool, yeah, but somebody we don't know, yeah, fuck he too. I don't give a fuck what he going through. This man mother could have just died. My child just dead. We don't give a fuck because that have nothing to do with us. Or dying in our circle. We can't expect from others what we can't give, what we don't give ourselves. So I personally going to say what homegirl say. She has validity in it. Definitely has validity in it. I done.
Okay. I want people to understand the duality of certain conversations that have a very vast gray area that we have to navigate through. These are very fresh conversations that we have in terms of men and women. And I want people to understand when we have these conversations that the person that's speaking should bear in mind that the person that's speaking and the person that's listening have to bear in mind that the person that's speaking does not have all the right answers. Okay?
True.
I'm going to say that first and foremost. Okay? I say that because you say that there is validity in what she says, but that just because what she said is valid does not mean that there's an equally valid counter argument towards that valid point that she made. What she's saying is not wrong. I never said that what she's saying is wrong, but it's deflective. It's literally just deflective. Father's Day is on the same month as Men's Mental Health Month, which is on the same month as Father's Day, as Pride Month. There's a lot of fathers out there that I know that didn't know that today was Father's Day until yesterday. There's a lot of men, me included, that until I see that video, I didn't know that it was Men's Mental Health Month. But what I did know? I know exactly when Pride Month was before June came. I know exactly when Mother's Day is before the month of Mother's Day, because they market that heavy. Now, what Ali said in the comments, he said women are bigger consumers, so they target them more. Now, in regards to Mother's Day specifically, women, you could say women are bigger consumers if that would be your argument, if that was a reality for Father's Day for women to consume for us. But women are not the consumers for Mother's Day, because we're the ones that's buying the gifts. We're the one consuming for them. You understand? So we're not. So the argument is not the consumers. The argument is the target client. You understand? So it's not consumers specifically. It's not who's buying. It's who you're. It's the purpose for what you're purchasing for. Who you're buying it for.
Wait. I got
Wait,
time in.
wait. Let me be clear.
Okay. No, I had stopped because you say you was let me leave you be clear. You was waiting for me?
Yeah. I was going to say.
Okay.
So the point is, the point is, it's not who the consumer is who the product is for. You understand? It's not specifically who is buying it. It's what the purpose of the purchase is for. Because you could say that women are the bigger consumers for everything else, but if that's the case, that means women would be big consumers for Father's Day, but that's not the case because that's not marketed.
I'm going to give a little pushback on that. And my pushback is Mother's Day isn't necessarily, I wouldn't say, y'all could correct me if I'm wrong, both in the chat and sign on you specifically. Mother's Day isn't targeted to who's buying. Mother's Day is Mother's Day is targeted to who's seeing the commercial and who's adding value. And let me explain what I mean by saying that. You had said that, oh yeah, for Mother's Day is the fathers who's making the purchases, right? You're not wrong there. You're not wrong there at all. But the target isn't for men. The target ads and the commercials and all of that in order for them to make the purchase, those aren't for men. Those are for other women and kids. Because the child, okay, cool. You as a man in general, you might get something for your baby mother, or whatever the case is. But the child who goes and shows their parent, hey, look, I saw this and this and that. Those studies have shown are going to be the people who are most likely to consume and to actually make the purchase. So when I mean to say that it's not necessarily directed towards the fathers, yes, the fathers who end up paying it, but the ads and the whole marketing campaign is not for the fathers.
But that's what I'm saying.
It's not get it towards, yeah, but what you saying it as it like, yeah, okay. Let me ask you this question then. Let me ask you. From how I understood, you was more saying it as that, yeah. Even for Father's Day, is nothing is catered or considered, correct?
That's not what I was saying, but I would agree by saying that, yeah.
But okay, maybe I need to hear again what it is you was actually saying, especially when it comes to.
I'm literally saying. I don't want you to think that what you're saying. I want to confirm that what you're saying is exactly what I mean, just in a different words.
Okay.
You understand? The target is different. So when he says the bigger consumers, I'm not talking about the consumers. Consumers we're speaking about are the people that I see consumers as buyers. You understand? There's targets. Where does the trail of crumbs end? The people that you're buying it for, not the buyers. You understand? The people you're buying it for. That's who you're targeting. Because if you're looking at commercials, you think children buy toys? No. They market the toys for the child to see, for the parents to buy for the toys, the parents to buy the toys for the kid, so the kid could get it
I see. Yeah.
eventually.
I see what you're saying. Yeah.
You understand? That is what they do with Pride Month, Mother's Day, breast cancer, but not Father's Day. That's my point. The machine for the target at the end of that the end of the breadcrumbs, there's no breadcrumbs leading towards fathers. There's no market and effort to get stuff for the fathers. There's no target and effort to point out the mental health by the big corporations as part of marketing, because marketing is all psychological. As much as we as man can take responsibility and actually push for the exposure and awareness of men's health, men's mental health, it's still up there at the end of the day as the machines that's going to be pushing the mass marketing to cater to us. And that's not happening. Because, I said this maybe last year, the year before, men's mental health and happiness is not exactly a priority to women and society. You understand?
Definitely true. We're gonna keep on the same topic, but I'm gonna twist it a bit. Turn the lion game in. Yeah, ask what you get for Father's Day. And you have a point. Don't get me wrong. Where you going with it, you have a point. The fathers, especially where gifts and shit like that is considered for Father's Day, hella neglected. Definitely. But let me ask you this. What you get your father?
My presence. I'm going to see my father.
Okay, yeah. But asking Thunder Lion, what you get your father? And this goes back to my point in general. Yes, granted, those of us, us, those of y'all who are fathers now, definitely going to feel away and stuff like that because you feeling the brunt end of it. But look at it growing up. Unless you was one of those that can say you legit was there every Father's Day. And I talking to the fellas now, not the ladies. I talking to the fellas. If you was one of those fellas that say you there with your father, you got a close relationship with your father, a lot of us didn't give our fathers the respect they had to on Father's Day either. So before you go and start chiming that, check yourself first.
Why is that?
This is a whole nother conversation you're going into.
It's a necessary conversation, bro.
If you want to be okay, cool. If you want to go that way, why is that? If you want to ask me personally, from what I'm not judging this off of the new fathers. What I mean, the new fathers, I consider that off of 5 to 7 years of fatherhood. Those who I consider new fathers. I mean the fathers who've been there like 10 plus years. A lot of them ain't do shit to get recognized.
Expound.
If you only seeing your child on birthdays and Christmas, that's not being a father.
Are you talking about the co-parenting?
No, I talk not even co-parenting. I talk about being a father in general. If you, I'm not talking about the rare occasions where the woman does not allow the father to see the child. I'm not talking about those occasions. I talking about when the father chooses not to be in the child's life. When the father chooses to be a occasional father. You hear about that and you see that a lot more than for the mothers.
You know
and
why?
That's reality of the. How you mean? Why?
Because
How you mean why?
the loudest people are the most miserable people are the loudest. Happy people not
That's not
fucking
that's
being
not
loud about.
that is
It
not
is
true.
true.
How okay?
Kinda,
I'm not gonna
in
say,
every on.
I'm not gonna say that statement ain't true. But you cannot sit here and tell me that especially Black Caribbean fathers deserve exactly what the epitome
Oi, I'm
of
not
going
saying
through shit.
what you implied. I'm not saying what you implied. I'm saying exactly what I said. That the ones that you hearing about the most are the unhappy people. Because happy people ain't got no business. Then they don't give a fuck. Tell anybody, hey, my husband in my life. My husband been there. The loudest ones you always hearing is the ones that the husband ain't there and the father ain't there.
I personally can't say that that's true. Because the let me hear what you say again. You say the loudest ones in the room is what?
The most
Before I continue my
miserable ones, the
statement.
unhappy ones. The ones that have something to complain about is the ones you're hearing about. If you got nothing to complain about, why are you talking? You're not gonna say nothing.
Okay. I personally can't agree with that statement because I know a lot of single mothers that not complaining and just doing what the fuck they have to do.
That's
No, but
that's
you
not what I'm
legit said
saying.
the
No.
loudest ones in the
You're
room, G.
twisting. No. Listen. I say what I say. When I say one thing, I don't mean that the other side of that means something. No, I say specifically the loudest ones typically are the miserable ones. I never said anything about
Okay, but
anybody.
what you mean? What you mean by the loudest ones?
I
Then
am going to. I'm literally going to explain now. When I say that the loudest ones are the miserable ones, I never implied that they have others that suffering that they didn't have others suffering in silence. Never said that. I never said that.
yeah, but
Based
you
on what
also
you
didn't
said,
clarify
no.
either, so you can't
I
blame
don't want.
anybody
Oh,
for
damn.
taking that
Okay,
in
then you're gonna have
context.
to ask questions for me to clarify it because you can't just bungee jump to conclusions
No,
just like that. Just can't say.
but then this is how that gets clarified because you did not specifically say it. I'm going to make what I took from it, and then you have to clarify if that's what you said or
No.
not.
I cannot help if you're going to speculate and assume and not ask.
But you have to understand that comes with the statement that you made. If
No,
you're
it
not
does
fully,
not.
if
It
you're
doesn't
not
have
fully
to.
explaining your statement, then you leaving room for interpretation.
Yes, but you're entitled and free to interpret what you want to interpret. I can't control what you interpret. However, I control what I say. If you want clarity, we can have a conversation
But
about it.
that's where this clarity coming from, G. That's why I'm asking the questions.
Yeah, but do you think it's fair to seek clarifications through assumptions and speculation, or through questions and dialogue?
No, but the dialogue, but that's
Because
where
when
this
I
coming
said,
from.
because when I
Anyway,
no,
we
because
going past the point. We
when
going
I
past
said
the
no,
point.
because no, but because this is important. It is important because this is the gray area that need to be navigated through to gain a clearer
Yeah, but
perspective.
we talking about personal and not the topic.
No,
That's
but
what I
it's
say.
still
This going
part of the
past it.
topic because I say the more because you was talking about the people that's miserable, the people that's not. You were talking about the people that are the fathers that choose to be occasional fathers. You understand? The consistence.
That's my question too, Nikki, and that's why I'm trying to figure out, and that's why I asking because he's not clear about it. But he's telling me that because of that, because of is not him being not
Okay,
clear, it's
when you
me being
say okay,
assumption.
wait. When you say that,
Me too.
when you say that the ones that they're talking about are the guys that are there's way more good fathers out there than bad fathers. That's why I'm saying you're not hearing. That's why I'm saying you're not hearing about the good fathers because if you're a good father, you're not as loud about it.
Okay,
You
no,
hear more
that I agree
negative
with.
shit.
Yeah,
Exactly.
yeah.
You hear more negative shit than positive shit. If you're a good father, nobody talking about you. But if you're a bad father, every fucking body
Everybody,
know about it.
that
You
I could
understand?
definitely
And
agree with.
that's what I talking about. That's exactly what I'm trying to say. The loudest ones are mostly the most miserable ones.
Yeah, but you see, but that's what I mean. Obviously, you didn't explain that right. If more than just me was not clear on what you was talking about.
Well, I could take that, but then again, somebody else understood what I'm saying too. So it could be both ways.
Yeah, no, but that's what I'm saying. But that's what I was saying. That's where this conversation is coming from. That's where the clarity comes from. The back and forth and going into it, and actually going into it. Not just you thinking that, oh yeah, I assuming what the fuck it is you say it. Because that's not what we're doing. We actually looking for clarity because we don't know where the fuck you coming from.
You know what? Okay. You know what happened just now is that when a woman asks you, "Does this make me look fat?" No. When you tell a girl, "You look nice today," does that mean I didn't look nice last time?
Every other day.
That's what happened just now. I said that, and then you say, so you're trying to say on the
I
other
don't
side that?
I
No,
don't
that's
think
not what I
so.
said.
I don't think that's what happened. But either which way.
Anyway, no, exactly.
Yeah.
So, but the thing I'm trying to say is that the big marketing machines, we as man, when it comes to Father's Day and when it comes to men's mental health, we are not a priority to market. You understand? Because the question I ask you, you're talking about the children as 5 and 7 and then 1. Now you're not talking about the father, those fathers. You say that. Be honest. When it
I'm talking
comes
about the
to
old school one, the ones who've been there for like 10 plus
exactly,
years. Yeah.
exactly. Now you say we don't really hear much. You don't do much for them. Then I ask, why is that? I'm talking about no. When I say I'm talking about the ones that are consistent fathers. Why the consistent good fathers are not as appreciated? Why was
That's
this?
okay. Okay, no,
There's where I'm going.
I understood it from the other perspective. Okay, no, that's a good
There's
question.
where I'm going. That's why I asked, why is that? There's where I'm going because
That is a good question.
this has been the way how it has been for years because we thinking that women are the biggest
A good
consumers.
father
No.
is not a good father is not
A
as
good
valued as
father is
much as a
not
good
as
mother.
valued and appreciated as much as the mother.
Yep.
We as man, no matter how much work we put in for our family and our wife, we are not prioritized the way how women are. You understand? That's why it's very hard. It's very easy to forget that Father's Day is in June. It's very easy to not even know that Men's Mental Health Month is in June because we are not prioritized at all. But you know what is a priority? Pride Month. And I'm not saying that it shouldn't be a priority. I just don't see why both cannot be marketed. Both cannot be celebrated. Both cannot be
Okay,
discussed.
I'll give you my opinion about it. Money. It is
Yeah,
not
but then again, I'm gonna ask why.
because it's not as profitable to market stuff for men because men are not known as the top consumers. You know who are the top consumers? Women and the people who are in the LGBTQ community.
Exactly. So if women are the top consumers, you can market for women to buy.
No, women buy stuff that would be for them. That's the difference. Or stuff that they like. And
Which
that's why
goes
I mean
which
it's not a priority.
which goes back to to what we're saying with Ali. It's not the word consumers, it's who's the target. Who not who is buying, who you're buying for. That's the target. You
Yeah.
go to you go to Toys R Us, not to market for the children. You market to the parents to give to the children.
Yeah.
You understand? Fathers, mothers, they come in. You don't market to the mothers. You market to the fathers and everybody else to
And the
give to the
kids.
mother.
Yeah.
You understand? But when it comes to fathers, you do not target the mothers. There's no marketing towards the mothers to buy for the fathers. That's the point I'm making. Now the question I ask, why is that? The reason why I ask why is that because we've been noticing for decades, generations, this has been the norm. This is how it's been. Nobody ever talked about it.
And
You
why we
understand?
could definitely say is a norm as well, because what your customer seeing on Father's Day, or shout out this and this and this and this woman
Yeah.
because she has
Yeah,
been
shout
like
out my
a
mother
father.
because she's been the father,
But
the mother and
you
father.
don't see it. You don't
don't
see it
see
other way
that.
around for the single fathers
No, you
because they got
don't.
them. They got a lot
You
of them,
don't.
and they
You
got
know
them
what? You want to hear a
putting in
fuck
their
up
work
thing?
too.
Look, I want to tell you something. This is going to
But
trigger some people.
wait. Wait. I going to continue. I going to continue on my previous point where all this start from. We cannot, while the fathers don't get the recognition that they deserve. Yes, I do agree with that. We cannot also not identify or not acknowledge the fact that the fathers are accustomed of getting away with less responsibility than the mothers, which could be a catalyst or which could be a reason why Father's Day in general is not as celebrated. I'm not saying it's going to be the direct reason, but I definitely believe that is one of the deciding factors where that's concerned.
2 points. I have some to show and some to say.
Mm.
The same video that we referenced in here. Normally, when videos go viral, you see 1, 2, maybe even 50K shares, 100 and something comments. God knows how much likes. This thing only have 124 shares now. There's only have 5 comments now. The internet is not pushing this. The internet is pushing pride. The internet is pushing women's mental health. The internet is pushing breast cancer. The internet is pushing, as it should now. They should be pushing this. But why aren't they pushing for us? That's the point. And something else I said just now. When I remember, I'm going to go back to it.
I reading a Charlie comment. But also dealing with mental health. Do you
Yeah,
want to take? Do you
but
want
also
to what? Do you want it to take part in consumerism? Will
consumerism.
people just make money off of it, or would you want to rather have the louder what? Or would you rather ads be louder so people can take note of it? Ooh.
The intentions behind the ads is not something that we could really debate about. You understand? What we can debate about is whether there's ads at all or not.
How you wait. Say that again?
When it comes to ads come with money. You understand? I cannot pick and choose how I want the support to be, whether money and ads is involved. I just want exposure. If exposure comes with ads, then so be it. I just want people to know. I just want it to be pushed, marketed. I can't pick and choose. I can't say I want it to get pushed. I want it to be marketed, but I want no ads. But I want no finances with it. I can't pick and choose how I want the word to spread. I can't pick and choose in what form, in what way the positive word is to spread. You understand? Because
not
it's
if
not spreading.
your
It's not
not if
spreading.
your end goal is to spread awareness. If your end goal is to spread awareness, then yeah, really and truly, you can't dictate how that awareness is being spread. Once it's being
Exactly.
spread, that's the most important thing.
Exactly.
Um,
Oh yeah, I remember. Do I remember? Fuck, I skip again.
I don't know.
I
Going
know.
off.
It's a hot. Oh yeah, I remember. On you finish.
Go ahead. 'Cause I was just going off of Charlie comment.
It was something that fucked
That's
up.
a good question
It's
because
not.
okay,
But
cool.
we gonna have to come back to that.
No, but
To my thing, we
what
gonna
she's
come back
saying
to
is
it.
saying what cool.
It is.
We saying, and even as the rest of the fathers in here could chime in or not if they want, but cool. We saying there's not enough awareness or not enough thing for men's health. How do we want that? How do we want that to be seen,
But we have
or
to be
how would you want that
realistic.
to be changed?
We have to be realistic. The big corporate companies, the big web heads, they control how far this gets spread. You understand? We can't escape that. If we want real exposure, it's going to take I don't see us getting past them if we want real exposure.
I gonna say a hot take.
Well,
I gonna say a hot take that y'all might not agree with me with, but I wholeheartedly believe in this, especially for black men. Let me word this properly to really like solidify what I mean to say. I believe, Kana believes, especially for black men to get the support from other black men, you know what we have to be like?
white boys. How the hell we come full circle here, dog?
Say the fuck,
You're not
yo,
wrong, dog.
babe.
You're not
Say
wrong.
the
You're not
fuck.
wrong,
Say the
dog.
fuck what you want.
Yo,
Say
their brotherhood. Say what you want, but the level of comfort and their brotherhood is deep, dog.
When them man them come together and say they're going to talk and realize and get over something or get past something and stuff like that, everything comes out. Everything. Nothing. And what I mean everything, every fucking thing. They don't leave nothing back. And shit like that is what you need. You can't get support from other people if your own don't support. If you don't, if your core, what you supposed to be targeting.
Look, you can't expect true
I had to
integrity.
switch it. I know you was going with it. I had to switch it while I was saying it just now because what I was gonna say originally ain't true. I was gonna say you can't get support from other people if your own community don't support you, and that's a lie.
That's a lie.
That's definitely a lie. But what I more mean to say is that if your core community you trying to change, if they're not fucking with that, how is any
You can't
progress
expect
going
that
to be
from
made?
outside the community.
Exactly. So especially as black men, if we want to continue this, if let's say for us specifically, Sino, because we just talk about this thing on Drinks with the Fellas. We just talk about men's mental health, the awareness, all that kind of shit. If we want this if we really want this movement to actually have meaningful traction, we legit, I'm sorry to say, going to have to be more like the white boys. And I not mean where it
But
comes
I ain't
to
touching my shit. I
I was gonna say I don't mean when it comes to crossing personal lines, but when it comes to the openness and the togetherness and the non-judgment of it, and that last part is the most important part of it. The non-judgmental part of it. You tell me your situation, I tell you my situation. By Jesus Christ, it's both fucked up. We learn how to deal with it. But no, that's not the case, especially with the black community. You gonna tell me
there's a lot of
your
shame.
deepest?
There's a lot of
What?
shame.
You
There's a lot
tell
of
me
shame within the black
your
community.
shit is either I going to bad talk you to other black people to make you seem like either less of a man or less of a black person in the community. I going to shame you because what you doing is not what I think is okay or not what I grew up with. So you automatically either suspect or you weird or you corny. And that is the stigma we have in the black community. I can say
you
what you
need to
want.
replace Nikki say exactly. There's no maybe, and that or between shame and ego should be and. It's shame and ego.
Oh yeah, it's both. No, it's legit. It's legit
both. It's definitely
shame
both.
and ego.
You gotta understand something now. Yeah. I see that. I was waiting for you to see it. I gotta be honest.
That wasn't wait. Let me address Daria's comment. That wasn't my intention, but I definitely understand how the live went. I understand how you picked that up. I definitely understand that. But
I will say this.
Go through.
I will say this. Especially in the
Charlie,
Caribbean.
don't agree with her. The fuck?
I definitely feel like, especially like, I don't know, I can't say especially because I ain't grew up in the US, but based on us growing up in the Caribbean, there's a certain level of freedom and there's a certain level of weight that's been lifted off by your spirit a bit when you leave the Caribbean and come here, where you can afford to really be yourself. And even if people look at you a certain way, they're gonna go about their fucking business because they don't know you. They probably never see you again or anything like that. Like you could walk down the road and you could sing. You could have headphones in your ear. You could sing, and nobody going to tell you a fucking. Okay, somebody might tell you something, but that's sometimes somebody might tell you
Okay.
something.
I think you need to. I'm not saying that you're wrong, but I think you need to refine that statement a little bit more and say big cities or big
Big
countries.
cities, then. Yes,
Because
big countries,
in the
then.
smaller communities, somebody's still gonna come up and tell you something.
Oh, but yeah,
You're
okay.
dumbass.
Let's okay. When you the more
They
exposed
okay.
cities.
All right, I could
You
think with that.
understand? The more exposed cities then, because when you I remember once when I was living in Curacao, I was walking with my partner teacher. So shout out Bones. I walking I was walking in the city with him, and we were going to go somewhere, and we realized we were going the wrong direction. And I just reached Curacao. He was living there for years. So I said, all right, let me just turn around. This must stop me from turning around. And say, yo, you can't just turn around. I was like, why? So we can't turn around and let people see that
We went
we
the wrong way.
gone wrong direction.
Ego,
It's
ego,
gonna look embarrassing that we gotta go. We gotta
ego.
pretend like we know where we're going, somehow circle around and then go to where we need to go. Another example. I say this religiously and I would say it loud in St. Martin. St. Martin is the one place that I know of that worries so much about the image and still look bad.
America.
No. I talk about from what I know.
Oh, okay.
St.
Well,
Martin is the only place that I know from experience. No, you gotta understand no. When it comes to marketing on the American dream, they actually succeed until the internet came out. From what we know, when we were growing up, America was a shit. And then the internet happened.
depends on your perspective. Cause why
Well,
why why
a
why I
lot of
can
us thought
say
it was a shit.
why okay cool. Flip that around now. You how many Americans thought that living in the Caribbean was the best life? Even up to this day, it's just sitting on a hammock and taking palm trees. It's perspective, G.
Yo,
Because they come from such a busy, bustling environment. They looking at what we grow up with and what we have as oh god, that's paradise. How many times we hear that before? Oh yeah, why y'all leave? Why you leave St. Martin? Is the same shit. It's perspective.
that's true. But what I mean to say is like because of the image that people feel. Now I'm talking about within St. Martin,
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
not to anybody else outside. St.
Mm-hmm.
Martin people care so much about image within the people to other people and the impression that they want to give to other people and still look bad within the community, though, within the island. You understand? Because think about this people that know your situation, know you live in a very humble house, maybe just a little studio apartment, but you got a freshest car. You can't pay no bills. Somehow you got a car. But people that know your situation know that you fugazi in the shit. You got a fresh car, you could barely pay GB. They worry so much about status and image, about how they look when they're coming out of the house. They want to drive a nice car, have nice clothes, fresh haircut.
Sorry, I gonna say this. I personally going to say we get that from the States. What was our biggest entertainment? What was our biggest entertainment influence in
No, but
America?
that's what I said. No, but that's what I said a while ago. Now, when it comes to marketing, America did a very good fucking job. Now,
No,
at one point,
we adapt that because
exactly. No, but but I'm not talking about different perspective. I talk about that specific perspective. The impression that we had growing up of America in St. Martin, we thought America was a shit.
no. I'm not just talking about. I'm not talking about a country's perspective. I talking even like how you say like within each other, like how St. Martin people just go to. Okay, cool. Let's take an example. If we take St. Martin specifically, let's take Tantra or Lotus. Shout out Manny. To go on your example, to what off of what you were saying. Correct me if I'm wrong.
I have a feeling I know where you're going with this.
VIP. It's more or less.
Yep.
It's more or less. So that more or less image is what
Yep.
you're talking about. Okay.
Yep.
What I'm
Yep.
trying to say is that we get that from America.
Mm-hmm.
My personal opinion. At least somebody could correct me in the comments if I'm wrong or whatnot. Whether
No,
it's comments
I
on live or
wholeheartedly
thing.
agree.
We get that from America, especially that whole VIP thing. Oh, look what I have. Look, because I have this mean I got money, and because I got money means I got power or something shit like that. That's what America. We basically get that from America. And why I say that is because American TV, American in hip hop and R&B, movies, all of St. Martin shit. The only thing that wasn't American based was either with the French side and Cartoon Network when they used to try to put the Latin America Spanish audio on us.
They put Spanish
Other than
audio
that,
on Dragon Ball Z and shit.
everything was American influence. 106 in Park, MTV, all them things is we was trying to be like what was one of the biggest things in St. Martin back in what? 2020 between the 2000s and 2010.
Big clothes. Big
Not
clothes.
okay.
Air Force One.
Other than that, talent show. And what was the main price? What was the main price for talent show? Going on fucking BET 106 in Park. We was run by American society, by American culture. So I'm not going to just put that on us. We get that from them for sure.
I wholeheartedly agree. I wholeheartedly agree. Exactly. But it's just
and what Ali they're saying right is right too. Cursor and Aruba as well. They more go off for the Latin America.
Especially Aruba. When it comes to Latin America,
Aruba more specifically, yeah.
Aruba. Oh yeah.
But
to
be quite honest, I even forget the main point of where we was going with all this. We were so many twists and turns.
We were talking about the fact that we were just talking about the fact we started off with men's mental health month and Father's Day and how it's not marketed.
Oh yeah, the market is basically where at least where it comes to the marketing. Why men's or Father's Day whatnot is not as marketed as much. Is legit comes down to money. It's a finance something. But when it comes to the actual conversation, if platforms like ours and the other big ones aren't continuously having these conversations, it's never going to go nowhere. Especially with how black men are to just keep shit to themselves, or men in I'm gonna say men in general, but I'm gonna say more specifically to black men because that's what I have experience in, regardless of what people might want to call me. But with that is more keep shit to yourself, close shit off, don't say anything. And I'm going to stick with this. The only way we're going to get out of that is if we continue to support each other. And the biggest example of that, in my opinion at least, is the white boys. Or the best example of that, in my opinion, is the white boys.
I'm going to be honest.
This whole shit, what we were talking about before, about, being uncomfortable with each other and all of that stems from it. Me personally, I feel like it stems from it. Because even me, some of the shit that I wouldn't be
Check
comfortable
your
with.
Thunderlion gaming. Thanks for being there.
Hey, later down there, G. Check it later.
Thanks, man.
Dahlia, what you mean? What you think is terrifying? I want you to
I
clarify
think
that
the
because
idea. I think the idea of being that vulnerable. The idea of being that vulnerable is terrifying.
for men,
I think.
definitely.
Correct me if correct me if I'm wrong.
I don't know if she mean for
The
herself,
reason,
but
look,
if she
I
mean for
think you see
men,
the thing is,
definitely.
it had something. I mentioned something, and we was talking specifically about cheating. This is way back, where I was saying that I have a lot of guys that would have reasons, not reasons, causes and reasons for cheating. But when asked the question, you were saying that did it just be like, I don't know. And for me, it's just again, I was saying that like a lot of men are very used to not saying anything
Mm-hmm.
because a lot of men don't feel as if there's really a safe space to say anything without with the lack of empathy and without judgment and without a certain level of accountability from the other side of who we expressing to. Whereas we was talking about earlier that even though you don't have intentions to make me feel a way that I am expressing right now, it doesn't absolve you of the accountability of the outcome of what you do or what you say that made me feel a way as a man. You understand? So when we get to a point where we feel as if how much times do you end up in like an argument with somebody, man, woman, whoever. After a while, you just feel like this person just really just not fucking trying to listen to you, always interrupting you, or just purposely misinterpreting what you're saying, or lack of accountability, whatever the case may be. You get frustrated to the point where you just shut down. You just don't say nothing no more. And the only people that you could talk to is what you just do. You don't want to talk to them. You go to your boys. And you might not even talk to your boys. You might just go over there just to escape that. But sometimes you could go to your boys and your boys will actually just listen to you. Sometimes it just enable the bullshit that you're saying because you're gonna have a one-sided argument. But at least you can actually go there and express yourself. You understand? But there's a problem of okay, you can express yourself to your boys, but then your boys have to hold you accountable for your bullshit that you're doing that contributing to the drama that you complain about.
It's
You
a case
understand?
by
So
case something.
it is a case by case thing. However, a lot of men just not used to exercising that muscle that women have. You understand? That muscle to express, that muscle to be
I can agree.
somewhat.
I can agree.
I,
I
I
agree.
wouldn't say vulnerable, but it's just like even whether or not they're good at communicating what they want to express, they're still more practiced in it than us.
Women,
You
yeah,
understand?
yeah, 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 yeah,
They're still more practiced in it than us because
definitely.
we don't because I don't feel as if women face as much resistance when it comes to when they express themselves. I feel like in a lot of cases they get more empathy, they get more sympathy to get it out.
Yes and
This is
no.
an opinion. I could be wrong. I could be wrong, but this is a
I get what you're saying. I think you more mean like it's more acceptable for them to express, but then we while you're right with that, we also have to say, or we also have to keep in mind that yes, while it's also okay for them to express, we can't also forget the stigma that they have because they express.
What
If you know
stigma is
what I
it?
mean.
What stigma is it?
So what I mean by stigma, I mean the fact that a lot of women in general are labeled to be over
Emotional.
emotional
Yeah.
because they express.
Mm-hmm.
And me personally, kinda, I believe that that's a stigma that men put on them because we don't know what that looks like. Or at that time, at that point in time in society when that was going on, we didn't know what that looked like. So we deem that as over emotional. Whereas
I
in
feel like
that
I
was
feel like
just
that's
them
true.
expressing.
I feel like that's true, but what's also true is that the more you talk, the less I talk, and the more I listen, the more you talk. So if you
Granted,
keep
yes,
on
there
getting your
definitely supposed to be
opportunity
a middle ground.
to,
Yeah,
you
definitely.
understand? There's supposed to be
Definitely.
some sort of a balance between how much you communicate, because communication is just not, it's not just talking. A very un, a very underrated and underappreciated form of communication a lot of people don't talk about is listening, and
Mhm.
not just listening to respond or listening so you could just, I don't want you to just not talk so that I could stop talking so that you could get your shit off. I want you to actually do what you want me to do when you're speaking, which is listen to what you say. If you talking to me about how you feel, you want me to acknowledge how you feel after I listen to understand what you expressing. I think that you should practice the same. Do not feel as if as soon as you hear something you don't like, there's a perfect opportunity for you to interrupt. So I gotta land. Let me land. You understand? I've given you the floor to express how you want to feel. If you want men to get more and more and more comfortable with expressing and communicating how they feel, you have to create a safe space for them to do so. The safe
Yes.
space has to be there. And I'm talking
Yeah.
about both man and woman when it comes to communicating to a man and woman.
Yeah, but by the same time, we have to be able to what not saying that what you're saying is wrong, but in addition to that, men in general have to be also okay with being uncomfortable with the sharing part.
Mm-hmm. Mm-hmm.
Like we just can't put it on them to be able to listen and understand. No,
No,
because it
no,
don't work.
no,
It don't work that way. If you're
not
not
at
putting
all.
in the work either,
We have to put in the work, of course. Yeah.
that's the thing. So like again, like we well not again, but like we just say multiple times on this podcast as well. Now we can call it the official podcast. It goes both ways.
Yeah, but that's the part of empathy that I was talking about. There's a lack of empathy on both sides.
Yeah,
You
yeah.
understand? Like both, like what I don't like. This is why I started getting like kind of tired of the whole man and woman conversation, is because the whole conversation with man and woman that we having does not progress in a way that bridges the gap. It does not promote unity. It does not promote coexistence. It's all about what you could do for me, what I want from you. All you're doing is telling me everything that you want from me, but you have not thought about what you can do for me as much as you want from me.
And again,
Because
that
there's
guy
when
goes both sides
it
from
gotta
both
go
sides
both
from
ways,
both
because
sides. Yeah.
everybody have their standards on how on they have the standards on who they want around them. But how you so sure you can meet the standards of the people that meet your standards that you want around you? You understand? Like it gotta make sense.
Mm-hmm.
You want to be at the level that you are as a person, not just man or woman, as a person. You want to be at your level. You want people to meet you at that level. Or what happens when you meet somebody that operates on a bit of a higher frequency and you want to fuck with that person? Now all of a sudden that person's standard is too high,
Or they're unreasonable.
or they're unreasonable. It's just like, no, maybe y'all just not compatible. Maybe, you know what's crazy? It was a good idea when you want to fuck with that person, but when that person acknowledges that they're fucking on a higher frequency than you, all of a sudden there's something wrong with them. You just wanted to fuck with that person. You just literally just want to fuck with that person. Now
Or
all of a
they
sudden you don't meet that person's standards. Something somehow is wrong with them.
but it goes back to what we've been well, what you say, Sal. People got issues with accountability. It's very few people could look at a situation where like, okay, cool, what do I really bring? And then this it comes to this whole table conversation bullshit. What do I really bring to the table?
I don't like, you know what I don't like about that conversation is a lot of people have a habit of using impactful words so casually. You understand? What do you bring to the table? There's more weight to what do you bring to the table. If you really want to use that, have a heavy and loaded conversation, not just finances, not just monogamy, not just polygamy, polyamory, not just those surface level conversations. I'm tired of how everybody's having the same surface level conversations. Nobody's talking about duty. Nobody's talking about values. Nobody's talking about norms, morals, integrity, respect. Nobody talking about that. Different forms of respect, different levels and stuff. Nobody is talking about that. All they're talking about is, okay, I'm a man, you're a woman. If I bring in the money to the table, I expect you to do so and so and so and so. That's as far as the conversation ever goes
But
in this
that's
podcast.
but that's the thing too. People having these conversations based off of expectations instead of the situation that they actually in. So it's like, oh yeah, I saw my mother and my father do this and this and that, and they've been married for so years. You's not the fucking same as your mother and father. You even as a let's say even as a
You're a
man,
different
you's not the
person,
same.
it's a different time.
You's not the same as your father, and you did not marry somebody the same as your mother. So how you expecting it to be the same relationship? It is not. It is not the fucking same. Just like how you say there, not the same people, not the same era, not the same fucking mind states. Was a priority. What was a
Bro, you
priority
probably
to a
like
relationship 10 years ago
what
ain't the
make you
same
think
now.
what make you think the person that okay, you say your father and your mother was like that. What makes you think that you're talking about the same, like say for instance, you referencing your father at the age that you're talking about when he was 40 years old. You about 26. You cannot equate, you cannot refer, you can't that don't make sense. You cannot compare with the type of dynamic your mother and your father had at 40 to the type of dynamic that you want at 26.
Not only that, they taking into they not people not taking into consideration that dynamic was built
Built. It
over
wasn't as
year
convenient.
over
It wasn't as
years over
convenient.
years of not only the good times but feeling uncomfortable, going through those uncomfortable situations, being vulnerable. Those ideal marriages come with work. Those relationships come with work. All the shit
Are
that
you
you
even
see, you
hearing
might be seeing on IG and shit like that they choose to show you is the highlight reels. They ain't showing
that?
you the part where man going through them difficult fucking conversations of who's who and was what. All of that isn't being seen.
No, this is the thing.
Directly correct,
Healthy
exactly
couples,
correct, Giovanni.
plus the fact that times back then was exactly. Now, bear in mind, this is a almost the opposite dynamic of what we were saying earlier. The miserable people, right? They're gonna talk about, they're gonna complain about that, about all the rah sweetness, my deadbeat father, and all kind of shit. But I'm gonna draw reference to the Obamas. Okay, if the Obamas did not, if Michelle Obama specifically did not go and verbally out loud say that she had a
10
long
years.
period
She had
where
10
she
difficult
really
years of this man.
disliked her husband, dog, and they went through the motions, dog. You understand? 10 years. You know what's 10 years coexisting with somebody you don't like?
I ain't gonna lie, I get our respect. I wouldn't give it two. I wouldn't give it 2 years. And maybe I is part of the problem. I gonna say that. I gonna say that no. Maybe I is part of the problem. A year 10 years and you with somebody you at that point in time didn't like? Nah. Kudos today because I wouldn't be able to take that shit.
And they seem to be good.
Going off of
What makes a
Giovanni
deadbeat?
comment. Yeah.
You gonna have what makes a deadbeat father? You gonna have to ask the woman them. You gotta
But
ask a woman that.
but with that being said, let's go to Google.
Google going to tell you what deadbeat father is?
It might give us if it's Webster, it might Merriam-Webster has an official definition of it. So let's go by the actual definition. Deadbeat dad, noun, a father who owes money.
Wait.
You know, for the language, we are YouTube now. For the language nerds, you know, who those kind of things in the person.
My God.
It's a noun.
This man said deadbeat dad. No.
No. just for you to know. Anyway, a father who owes money to his former wife to help raise their children but does not pay. So if we go in by Webster's dictionary, a deadbeat father legit means somebody who does not financially support. That's what deadbeat is, according to Webster. Okay. So now, if we go in by that, that's a very broad shit. Not only broad, but I would also call that incorrect.
I mean, we went to Webster and Google because we didn't have the answer.
Mm-hmm. True.
So unless we're gonna go somewhere else to find another source to tell us what the definition is, this is all.
Okay, but wait. Let me ask this question. Would we also consider a deadbeat dad somebody who only pays financially but doesn't pay attention?
Spends money but not time.
Yeah. Would we also consider that a deadbeat?
I don't know. I really gonna have to leave it to women because the women have to bear the brunt of this. Like women have to deal with these men.
But you see, Charlie comment there is kind of what I was expecting, what I was asking, because they have fathers that can't contribute financially, but they dare. But based off of the Webster definition of it, they would also be considered deadbeats. So do we still consider somebody a man a deadbeat father if he doesn't have the financial means to support but is there physically?
Again, you're gonna have to ask one of them.
Because you know what's wild, and this kind of goes back to what I was saying earlier with the fellas with fathers they not being as important because fellas don't be as deserving. Y'all could correct me if I'm wrong. How many of y'all know fathers that know the intricate details of their children like how the mother does? And what I mean intricate details, I mean who their best friends is, what they allergic to, what they like and they don't like, what a doctor name, what a teacher's name, how they do it. What's their favorite subject?
The thing is that I found, I could be wrong, but this is just a thought. I found that when it comes to certain amounts of certain types of details, I find that women retain these in memory way better than men in general, actually. A lot of times a man would actually lean on a woman to actually remind him on a lot of stuff.
You're not wrong.
Again, it's a thought.
No, you're not wrong. You're definitely not wrong. But is that not an example of why mothers get more supported or more cherished for Mother's Day?
Presence of father really has.
Is that not a reason? Because I can in my specific situation, I gravitated a lot more to my mother because my mother knew shit about me when growing up. My father was there. My father was there financially, and he was there physically as well. But my father, up to this day, my father can't tell me who I cool with, what I study. Maybe allergies, yeah, because he'll kill me. But them intricate details, my mother know them things. And legit, whether you want to call it as is a man something or whatnot, I'm not gonna take it as that, because I know fathers that are that involved with their kids, and if I have to be a father, that's what I would be around to take. A lot of fathers choose to not be in those situations and provide because they feel that financial things is more important. Me personally, them things is more important for me. Them
No,
doctor
I was saying
visits,
that a lot of I
them
was saying that a lot of
teacher
men don't
visits.
really. I feel I was saying a lot of men don't really put in that effort because they know they're not good at that.
No. Okay.
At retaining these
I
information.
don't believe that. I believe is more to what you were saying earlier. It's because
I'm
they
not saying that
more
it's true. I'm not saying it's true. It's just a thought. Like I just
they
throwing it out there.
more they know they know that the woman is going to more take care of that. So they choose to leave her hold that, not knowing that that is how you get to know your child. In my experience, at least, I know maybe one or two fathers that could tell me their daughters or their son's best friend in primary school. I know only a few fathers that could tell me their child doctor name. I only know a few fathers that could tell you all of their teachers' name, of their child's teacher's name. When I can't say that the other way around. Almost all the mothers that I know all of that information about their kids. And to me, at least, that is one of the main reasons why the mothers get supported more. Sorry, Sino, I think your connection going a little bit off because right now on my screen you're stuck. I don't know if anybody else, if y'all seeing Sino properly, let me know because on my side, he back? No, he's not.
The first thumbnail that I have there, my eyes roll back shit.
Okay, but shit,
from
man.
my experience.
Okay, okay. Other people saying you're stuck.
Yeah,
I think it's
that
good.
you see what I say. Like they would know, but they don't retain.
Okay.
The information. They don't remember.
Yeah, I was gonna go to Charlie comment as well, but to that same comment, Charlie, let me ask you this: your father may have knew, but he never remembered. Did it not make you feel like your mother was more involved or cared more because she knew and remembered?
I didn't feel that way. Then I never really thought about it till just now.
Is that
I could say as a
not?
child. I could say as a child how you might think that way.
I can tell you 100%. Even as a grown ass man right now, I still feel that way. My mother was by almost every of my football games growing up. My father was on the business side. I definitely catered more to my mother because I feel like she cared more. My mother had shit to do too. My mother was working too, but she took that time to come and check for shit, check for me like that, and anything else that I was involved in. My father something else, and I know a lot of kids' father that is on the same wavelength. And like Giovanni was saying, is a choice man make. The women, new time mothers don't know all these things either. Oh God! But I say no. I think your connection. I don't know if you're talking or if you're not. Sorry if I cut you off.
Like I was hearing you the whole time.
Oh, okay.
Yeah, my wife
But
is
yeah,
working
yeah. But yeah, I honest believe that's one of the reasons why kids in general will gravitate more towards the mother than the father, because in situations like that, most situations the mother shows that they involve more. Granted, that might be
the thing
different to us.
I would say is this, like, from my personal experience.
I stopped talking because I know if Sino is still talking or not. Loud by Sino, you look at your connection giving Lumbo on a run for your money. I still seeing Sino as stuck. I don't know about y'all. Let me know in the comment section if y'all seeing Sino stuck as well. Because if that's the case, then I think we might have to call
No,
this one.
somebody called.
Hey, you back?
Somebody called.
Ah, okay. Charlie saying
Yeah,
that
I
dropping
was
the
saying,
call.
I was saying that for my father, he was there consistently my whole life, but he was working a lot. You understand? My
Yeah.
father was working a whole lot. So if my father forgets certain things, he not as attentive as my mother is, because he was working. But when he was here, when he around, he was around. You understand? When he was present, he was present.
Okay.
Exactly. So yeah.
I don't know. At least
But yeah,
from
if
my
everybody like this
experience.
conversation, please like, subscribe.
The man talking about a conversation and God black. Yo, all right. So while Sino Connection trying to catch itself, I just want to thank everybody for coming through and having this conversation with us, or joining the conversation with us. We really appreciate y'all that does be here with the live. Shout out Tomasio, shout out Tobias, shout out Nikki, shout out Giovanni, Charlie, Ali, all of y'all. We really appreciate y'all coming through. Y'all will be here with us almost every week. Dahlia as well. We really appreciate all you coming through with us and making this move with us too. To the Facebook. Oh, you're back. Making this move with us to the Facebook. To the not Facebook, to the YouTube live. We really appreciate it. We really enjoy how all you just be engaging with us. Don't forget to like and share the video and all the ones as well. The more people we have joining these lives, the more viewpoints and shit like that we could get through. This is a learning opportunity not only for, actually no, it's for everybody. Even us who coming up with the topics as well. Y'all just bring up some points that we legit just never does. At least I could say so. And I think it's talk for Sino as well. Legit does never think about or even scratch our head to consider. So we really do appreciate it. We appreciate support. In general, on average, we definitely had more people joining this live than the last time. So again, thanks for everybody who was fucking with us and rock with us for the whole 3 hours. We really appreciate it. Sano, you want to say something? While you can.
I'm hungry. I'm hungry.
Hey, I appreciate you not ordering fucking food and eating on the live today. I appreciate that. I'm sure everybody else appreciate it as well.
I wait till after the live. I say I wait till after the live, but I gonna go eat.
Okay, well, Sino hungry, and we also approaching on the 3 hours. So again, thank you everybody for coming through. If y'all, just like always, if y'all have topics or if y'all have something y'all want us to discuss, send it through to either us personally or Drinks with the Fellas. We will be checking the page a lot more active when it comes to topics and stuff like that. We apologize for that. And thank you for giving us this grace period while we learn how to do all this streaming shit properly. Is a lot of work in the background. There's a lot of shit to do.
I'm like, I gotta check something downstairs. So
Do your thing. I gonna close it up. Yeah, if you have any plugs, say it now before you leave.
nah.
I'll
Nah, I really like I am vacation mode. Dog. I got nothing.
Go get your food. I go close out. So like always, thank y'all for coming through with us. We appreciate it. Like we just always say, if you have any other topics or if you have anybody specifically you think that should be seeing this page or should be coming out or should be involved in the conversation, let us know. We either interview them personally or you can just share the page with them. Either which way is fine with us. Yeah. Until next time. See episode 69. And yeah, until then, peace. We appreciate it again. See y'all next time.